Chapter 5364. The Aquarius of Life flew out. It was also an extreme weapon. As soon as it appeared, it scattered endless laws and extreme information, forming jade pendants one after another. They fell into everyone's hands. Black Tortoise said, "Take these jade pendants with you. At the critical moment, they can save your lives and teleport you out. By doing so, it could be considered as fulfilling the agreement with the people outside." That's great. The others were also overjoyed. They were also worried that they would be attacked by a group. That would be really dangerous. Even the Fire Qilin, Kunpingzi, and the others laughed. This way, they would have the confidence to meet the people from Mount Eternal. They also dared to give it their all. Lin Xian had a strange expression. He didn't expect that because of him. He actually made the extreme weapons change the rules. At this moment, another figure flew over from the sky. It was a destruction spear, which was also an extreme weapon. As soon as he appeared, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The scalps of the surrounding people went numb. After the destruction spear arrived, he asked, "Is everything okay?" Black Tortoise nodded. The destruction spear laughed loudly. Since that was the case, he wouldn't be polite. Previously, according to our rules, you would set off bit by bit towards the center of the world. On the way, you would have opportunities and dangers. Some people would obtain the great Tao, successfully break through, and their strength would soar. Some people would encounter danger and die. We wouldn't care about all of this. But now that the people outside have made us change the rules, we won't be polite. The destruction spear emitted an extremely terrifying information. The people around felt their hair stand on end. What were they trying to do? These extreme weapons couldn't be trying to attack them, right? The destruction spear laughed loudly. That's right. We want to speed up this test. Next, those who can't withstand the power will be eliminated. You can save your lives, but you don't have the right to stay in the extreme world. Boom. As he spoke, he released a destructive aura that fell into the sea of bitterness below. The sea of bitterness raised a monstrous sea that swept in all directions and enveloped everyone. Not good. Everyone was terrified. This sea of bitterness contained a terrifying power. There was also a destructive aura that caused their bodies to crack. In an instant, many people were torn apart and vomited large mouthfuls of blood. Some people turned into a bloody mist. When they were about to die, the jade pendants on their bodies bloomed with light and teleported them out. In the blink of an eye, over 100 figures were teleported out. Outside, the people of the extreme path world breathed a sigh of relief. They had made an agreement with the other party. This way, their descendants would be able to keep their lives. But at this moment, the void tore apart as hundreds of figures fell down. They were all stunned. What was going on? The remote antiquity clans and great sects realized that these were the people they had sent. What happened? The people who came out screamed miserably. "We were beaten out of here." They recounted what had happened. When the surrounding people heard this, their faces became incomparably ugly. They were actually eliminated. Damn it. How could it be like this? It didn't seem to be like this 10,000 years ago. The people of the Yi clan side, 10,000 years ago, there was no such thing as life preservation. We have forced them to change the rules, and they will fight this battle their way. There's nothing more we can do. Everyone fell silent. If they wanted to preserve their lives, the elimination process would naturally be even more terrifying. At this moment, everyone from all over the universe became nervous. Although he had managed to keep his life, he had lost all his powerful opportunities. Originally, he had 10 years, but now it seemed that those people would be eliminated in less than a year. As expected, another 400 people were eliminated. 500 people were eliminated. 500 people from all over the universe, Every single one of them was capable of sweeping through everything in their respective worlds, or even in their respective star regions. They were powerful geniuses who were at the level of divine ancestors or divine lords of the older generation. They had come here to defy the heavens. But now, everything was useless. They had been eliminated. After these people came out, their faces became incomparably ugly. Some of them were about to faint from anger. In the extreme path world, the others were also resisting with all their might. They were terrified. If this continued, who would be able to resist? However, at this moment, the destructive spear no longer attacked. He said, "Some people have been eliminated. The rest is up to you." The black tortoise walked out and cast the 8 trigrams again, enveloping everyone. Next, it was a more interesting competition. The 8 trigrams would choose your opponents according to the heavenly Tao. The chosen 2 sides must fight. If one side does not fight, they will immediately be eliminated. After everyone heard this, their scalps went numb again. They would fight randomly, and they were chosen by the array formation. In the heavens, some people's faces became ugly. If they met the Double Crown King or the people from Mount Eternal, how could they fight? Some people were so angry that they stomped their feet. Even the powerful Double Crown King regretted it. Was it really important to survive? This way, they would not be able to obtain many opportunities. Buzz. At this moment, the 8 trigrams bloomed with light and deduced the heavenly secrets. 2 figures were chosen. These 2 people immediately soared into the sky and charged over. After a great battle, one of them was defeated and retreated. The winner would obtain the Extreme Path crystal. Moreover, it would be obtained from the other party. If the other party did not have it, their strength would be suppressed. Next, another 2 people came out to fight. This time, one of them was more miserable. He was cut in half and eliminated. After watching a few battles, Lin Xian understood the rules. As long as there was no danger to his life, the life jade pendant on his body would not be activated. This way, even if he lost the battle, he could still stay in the 8 trigrams. Once his life was in danger, he would immediately be teleported out and could no longer stay in the extreme path world. This rule was simple. The corners of his mouth curled up, but suddenly someone exclaimed, "No, damn it, why did it turn out like this?" Lin Xian looked ahead, and his pupils constricted because he realized that the rules did not seem to be like this. There were 1 person and 3 people in front of him who were chosen. 3 against 1. How could they fight? That person's face immediately turned green. No, why did it turn out like this? That person raised his head and roared at the sky. The black tortoise shook its head. The 8 trigrams rotated. That was the deduction of the heavenly Tao. This is your fate. There's nothing I can do. Damn it, that was a powerhouse of the older generation. He was facing 3 young geniuses. At this moment, he was in a dilemma. If he did not stand, he would be directly eliminated. If he fought, would the 3 geniuses let him go? They would probably kill him. Although he could survive, he would still be defeated. Since he was going to be defeated anyway, he would rather be defeated without being injured. Therefore, he did not fight and was immediately teleported away. The 3 geniuses also sighed. What a cunning old fox. Buzz. At this moment, the light in front of them lit up, and countless people exclaimed. Lin Xian was also surprised. This was interesting. There were 2 people in front of him. One was the Fire Qilin, and the other was the Thunder King. They were the Double Crown Kings who had just woken up. The battle between the 2 would definitely be exciting. Chapter 5365. Everyone became excited. They didn't expect that it was finally the turn of the 2 double champions. Fire Qilin was an imperial prince with the bloodline of a great emperor. Moreover, he was a double champion. The Thunder King was also extremely terrifying. After sleeping for tens of thousands of years, he had awakened. In this era, the other party had a violent and destructive power. Countless people were looking forward to this battle. The power of the thunder god. The Thunder King bellowed furiously as lightning exploded from his body. His entire body continued to grow in size. A terrifying power roared in all directions. At this moment, the void shook. Everyone was terrified as they felt a destructive aura. It was as if it wanted to tear them to pieces. The Fire Qilin looked at the other party and sneered. Then, the flames on his body surged into the sky. The terrifying aura turned into a Qilin claw that grabbed over. This claw covered the sky and the earth. It could burn the 9 heavens. The Thunder King punched out. The two clashed, producing an earth-shaking sound. At this moment, the Thunder King roared and lightning flashed. A vertical rune appeared between his eyebrows and instantly emitted a ray of light. It condensed the essence of lightning and was extremely terrifying. The Fire Qilin's Qilin claw was instantly shattered. The Fire Qilin also roared. Qilin roar, a terrifying roar sounded, accompanied by flames that swept in all directions. The two peerless divine abilities collided. The surrounding people felt their hair stand on end. Fortunately, they were all in the 8 trigrams formation. The 8 trigrams formation was an extreme weapon. Such an attack couldn't tear through the defense at all. Only the spectators could stay here safely. Even so, their scalps went numb. The divine abilities that the two of them displayed were probably something that even the sacred lords couldn't resist. Only a very small number of people could resist them. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. He had to admit that other than him, the others had also improved. The Fire Qilin was also much stronger than before. After one attack, the two retreated. The Thunder King snorted and condensed a sea of lightning. In the sea, 3 lightning beasts walked out. These 3 lightning beasts had a powerful aura. They were like demonic beasts which shocked everyone. The Thunder King was actually so terrifying in the soul path. Kun Pengzi was shocked. She felt that the 3 lightning beasts had the aura of souls on them. The emissaries of Mount Eternal also narrowed their eyes. The second emissary said, "It should be formed by the fusion of the souls of the demonic beasts that he had captured earlier and the lightning. However, it was rare to see them fuse together so perfectly." The 3 lightning beasts charged out. A lightning sword appeared in the Thunder Sovereign's hand, which swept out in all directions. He charged forward and fought with the Fire Qilin. The Fire Qilin's roar was instantly suppressed, and the flames on its body dimmed. "How can a mere hand of lightning compete with my Qilin bloodline?" He sneered and unleashed his Qilin bloodline. On his body, countless scales appeared. He turned into a Qilin and roared at the sky. It was as if a divine beast had been resurrected. With a single claw, it sent the 3 lightning hands flying. At the same time, his figure swayed and dodged the thunderous sword. The Qilin child waved his 4 claws in the air, and suddenly, a power that could shatter the sky and the earth surged out. It struck the Thunder God's sword. The Thunder God's sword shook violently, and the lightning covering it cracked. The Thunder King's emissary's Thunder Doppelganger used his doppelganger to dodge this fatal attack. The Thunder Sea Whirlpool. He roared, and the sea of lightning in the sky suddenly turned into a huge whirlpool, directly enveloping the Fire Qilin. The Fire Qilin felt a terrifying aura enveloping him. He roared angrily. A hint of shock appeared in his eyes. Qilin transformation. Heaven suppressing. The Fire Qilin roared. He used the terrifying ultimate technique of the Great Emperor's inheritance. He turned into his human form and formed a seal with his palms. Suddenly, a huge seal fell from the sky. The upper half of the seal was a Qilin, and the lower half had mysterious runes that could suppress heaven and earth. As soon as the Qilin seal appeared, it came to the Sea of Lightning, and the Sea of Lightning in the sky was instantly sealed. The huge whirlpool also slowly stopped. At this moment, the 3 lightning beasts were pressurized, and they let out unwilling roars. They asked the Thunder Sovereign for help, and in an instant, 2 of the lightning beasts were shattered. The last one was also blasted away. Asterisk, sigh asterisk, it was so powerful. Countless people were shocked. This was an extremely terrifying ability among the great emperor's martial techniques. Otherwise, it would not have caused such a scene. The Thunder Sovereign's expression was also very serious. He also retreated, and the lightning on his body disappeared. A battle armor appeared. He took a deep breath and was about to counterattack again. However, at this time, the 8 trigrams rotated again, separating the two. What was going on? The 2 of them discussed. The others also exclaimed. Long Wu said, "The time for an incense stick to burn had passed." Could it be that the battle time was only the time for an incense stick to burn? Everyone was surprised. Didn't this mean that as long as they could hold on for an incense stick to burn, they could continue to stay in the extreme Tao world? They were overjoyed. However, they also knew that if the gap was too big, they would be instantly killed. Only the 2 in front of them were incomparably terrifying. The double-crowned king was locked in a stalemate. Although they were suppressed, they would not be defeated in a short time, so they could continue to stay in the extreme Tao world. The Fire Qilin returned to his original position. He had obtained the great Tao crystal from the other party. He looked at the Thunder Sovereign in the distance and said with a smile, "The sleeping double-crowned king is just as a... You're not my match after waking up this time." The Thunder Sovereign's expression was ugly. "You dare to underestimate me? I didn't know that there was a time limit. Otherwise, I would have let you experience my true ultimate technique. Don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future." The Fire Qilin snorted coldly. This sea of bitterness test was just an early elimination. The final battle would be held in the extreme Tao Valley. At that time, everyone would fight to determine the final ranking to determine the first place. No one could avoid it. Next were the battles of other people. Some were defeated, and some were eliminated because their lives were threatened. After more than a dozen battles, they finally welcomed another eye-catching battle. This time, there were 2 beautiful women. One was from Long Wu, and the other was Murong Qingsheng. The 2 of them were like 9 heavens goddesses, admired by countless people. Now that the 2 of them were fighting, who was stronger? Now both of them had also stepped into the realm of double-crown champions. They also broke through after coming to the extreme Tao world. After all, the great Tao crystal was too precious, and it was formed by several extreme Tao weapons. It was enough to let their comprehension of the great Tao soar by leaps and bounds. Therefore, many of the young giants broke through to the double-crowned king realm within a few years after entering. Their strength had undergone a tremendous change. Long Wu was like this, and Murong Qingsheng was even more so. Lin Xian's woman? Fine, I'll deal with you first. Long Wu's eyes erupted with extremely cold killing intent. He had a great enmity with Lin Wudi. The Thousand Dragon Court and the Divine Union were also mortal enemies. This time, he would definitely not let the other party off. Chapter 5366. Countless people were paying attention to this battle. Long Wu's eyes shone with a sharp light. He snorted coldly, stepped on a dragon shadow, and instantly charged over. A pool of dragon blood appeared in his hand, and it easily pierced through the sky. What a terrifying dragon blood! The surrounding people were also shocked. Long Wu had used a killer move right from the start. Murong Qingsheng snorted softly, and a pair of phoenixes appeared behind him, flapping their wings gently. There was an extremely terrifying 7-colored light revolving around it. Then they turned into a 7-colored storm and charged forward. They collided with the dragon blood. Phoenix superpower. The crowd was even more shocked. Was this a battle between a true dragon and a phoenix? They wondered who was stronger. 7-colored phoenix. Long Wu frowned. Countless streams of dragon blood circled around her, as if a true dragon had descended from the divine realm. Dragon Emperor Ancient Scripture. True dragon descends. Long Wu formed a hand seal and used the Emperor's ancient scripture. The sky split open, and a ray of light descended, enveloping the dragon blood. The dragon blood quickly condensed and formed an illusion. No way! Was this guy trying to summon the Dragon King? Countless people were terrified. Their scalps went numb, and the entire world shook violently. This aura was too terrifying. Just one aura was enough to sweep away everything. Murong Qingcheng shouted coldly, and he quickly attacked. He used the Phoenix superpower to the extreme to contend with the dragon's superpower. Although Long Wu was not a princess, she cultivated the Emperor's superpower, which was extremely terrifying. Murong Qingcheng's seven-colored Phoenix bloodline was very rare even in the Phoenix clan. In terms of bloodline, she was definitely stronger than her opponent, but she did not cultivate the Emperor's ancient scripture. Because the Phoenix clan had a true princess, only Feng Jiao could cultivate it. However, Murong Qingcheng cultivated a different kind of ancient scripture. This ancient scripture was extremely ancient. It was said that the emperor of the Phoenix clan had studied it before he became an emperor. He even praised it. One could imagine how terrifying this ancient scripture was. Right now, Murong Qingcheng was cultivating this kind of martial art. The collision of their bloodlines and ancient scriptures was enough to destroy everything. They were evenly matched. Countless people exclaimed in admiration. However, at this moment, Murong Qingcheng was indeed very coquettish. The rainbow-colored phantoms on her body suddenly glowed, forming a rainbow-colored armor. At the same time, she formed a hand seal, immemorial Phoenix seal. Murong Qingcheng waved her jade-like hand and struck out a mysterious palm attack. Long Wu's expression changed. She felt a mysterious power around him that seemed to want to suppress him. How was this possible? He was completely astonished. She was using the great emperor's ancient scriptures, and he felt as if he were facing a powerful enemy. If it were any other saint ancestor, they would have been suppressed in an instant. Damn it. This is a lost technique of the Phoenix clan from the immemorial era. How did you learn it? She was really shocked. True dragon lightning. Thinking of this, he roared angrily. Around him, terrifying lightning gathered and formed a huge bolt of lightning. It was surrounded by a destructive power. A boom could be heard as the attack shot forward, intending to shatter the Archean seal. Suppress. Murong Qingcheng used the Archean seal to the extreme. The two of them collided again, and the lightning spirits in the sky disappeared. Long Wu was sent flying, vomiting large mouthfuls of blood. Countless cracks appeared on her body. Damn it, it's so strong. Long Wu's expression became extremely ugly. At this moment, she cried out in surprise and quickly retreated because the immemorial Phoenix seal was coming at her again. She was unwilling to accept this. Was she going to be suppressed? Long Wu kept dodging. In the end, she was sent flying. She had lost. Moreover, she had taken the initiative to lose because she was going to be suppressed and might even be killed. If that happened, she would be eliminated and would no longer be able to stay here. The winner was Murong Qingcheng. Seeing this battle, the crowd exclaimed in surprise. The ultimate techniques used by the two of them were amazing. The battle between a true dragon and a phoenix was indeed fierce. Lin Xian was also surprised. He did not expect Murong Qingcheng to become so terrifying. Thank you for your hard work. He smiled and took out a pill. Murong Qingcheng smiled. It was not easy for her to win this battle. Next, the battle continued. At this moment, the crowd was stunned because they realized that two more experts were about to make a move. They were also two double champion. They cried out in surprise again. Lin Xian's lips curled up. Was it finally his turn to make a move? He walked out. On the opposite side, A black-robed figure also walked out. His expression was cold. "It's you, kid. The heavens are really helping me. Well, I'll finish you off here today." The person who walked out was none other than the seventh emissary of Mount Eternal. The two of them had a grudge before, and now it was time to settle it. The seventh emissary roared angrily. Battle intent surrounded his body, and he seemed to have turned into an indestructible war god. The saber in his hand slashed towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian reached out his palm and grabbed in front of him. A sonorous sound rang out, and the sky collapsed, and the earth cracked. Lin Xian grasped the saber. Lin Xian said, "You're too weak. How is that possible? Your physique has become stronger again." The seventh emissary was horrified. The others were also surprised. They had seen the battle between Lin Xian and the seventh emissary before. The two of them could be said to be evenly matched. Even if Lin Xian had the upper hand, it was impossible for him to catch the saber so easily. But now Lin Xian did it. "Damn it, I don't believe it," the seventh emissary shouted angrily. In the past few years in the extreme path world, his strength had also improved. He did not believe that he could not defeat the other party, the World Destroyer saber. He displayed a huge saber technique and slashed out 36 saber lights in a row. Each of them connected heaven and earth. It was enough to split a world. With this saber technique, several worlds would be shattered in front of him. Lin Xian waved his fists and collided with them. Clanging sounds rang out, and those sabers were all sent flying by him. At the same time, Lin Xian used his fingers like a sword and waved out a few sword chi. These sword chi pierced through heaven and earth. It was very strange, and it instantly arrived in front of the seventh emissary. It pierced through his body. A scream rang out, and the seventh emissary's figure retreated. "What's going on? What a fast sword technique! Has this guy comprehended the law of lightning?" Countless people exclaimed. It was too fast for them to react. The other Double Crown champions, such as the Fire Qilin and the others, all frowned. The faces of the people from Mount Eternal darkened. Damn it, how could it be like this? They did not know that Lin Xian's sword technique just now was not a sword technique. It was the Hollow God Child. Previously, Lin Xian had searched a trace of Gu Feng's remnant soul and obtained the Hollow God Child from it. It was a kind of spatial secret technique, coupled with this finger. It easily pierced through the seventh emissary's body like an immortal. The terrifying immortal blood rushed out from the sky. The seventh emissary roared crazily. His eyes were filled with fear. "Damn it, I'm injured." Moreover, he was injured in one move. This is too unbelievable. Has the other party become so powerful? Chapter 5367. The seventh emissary's strength had increased previously. In his opinion, he could crush Lin Xian in this battle. But now, the situation was completely the opposite. It was the other party who was crushing him. Lin Xian sneered. After succeeding in one move, he attacked again. Nine Suns' divine fist. A huge fist rushed over, transforming into an immemorial golden crow. With a boom, the entire world seemed to have been blasted into two halves. The injured seventh emissary was sent flying again. At this moment, the sky was filled with a bloody mist. Half of her body had been smashed into pieces. He screamed and retreated. He wanted to recover. After all, he had the power of immortality. However, Lin Xian's current strength was simply too strong. Every single punch of his was imbued with unparalleled power. After a few punches, his opponent's body was shattered into pieces. The surrounding people were shocked. The situation was actually one-sided. "Old Seven, what are you doing? Hurry up and fight back." The other emissaries of Mount Eternal were also roaring crazily. Their expressions became extremely ugly. Was the other party slapping them in the face? Their eyes were filled with killing intent as they stared at Lin Xian. But they couldn't do anything. They could only keep shouting. The seventh emissary shouted angrily, "Damn brat, you have completely angered me. Indestructible body." He roared angrily, and his broken body quickly recovered. At the same time, he gritted his teeth. "Today, I will make you suffer a fate worse than death." His voice seemed to come from hell, making people's scalps tingle. The glory of the saber. With a cold shout, the saber in his hand bloomed with endless great Tao. Countless rays of light swept in all directions, and the surroundings became a sea of corpses and blood. Countless powerful figures were floating in the sea of blood. After seeing this, the people in the distance felt their scalps tingle. Heavens, what is this? The fifth emissary laughed loudly. Great, Old Seven is finally serious. And prepare to die. The sixth emissary also snorted. Old Seven's saber had been passed down for a long time. This saber had killed countless experts. It was famous in the Antiquity Age, and even the Primordial Age. And this glory of the saber was to summon all the powerhouses he had killed. What can you use to fight against it? Hearing this, the surrounding people went crazy. Mount Eternal was incomparably mysterious, and the weapons in the hands of each of the 10 great emissaries were incomparably profound. His background must be extraordinary. Now, it was indeed the case. That saber actually possessed unparalleled divine might and had killed countless experts. At this moment, the phantoms of these experts appeared, floating in the sea of blood and corpses. Kill. The seventh emissary wielded his saber and waved it around continuously. All the powerful beings in the blood sea rushed out. There was a valiant man wearing battle armor, a nine heavens goddess surrounded by multicolored light, and an incomparably terrifying white-haired old man. All kinds of experts covered the sky and covered the earth, bringing with them terrifying killing intent. "Ha ha, die, brat." He raised his head to the sky and laughed. The glory of the saber had once killed countless enemies who were stronger than him. This time would be no exception. "Not good," Crimson Dragon and the others exclaimed. Even Morong Ching-chung looked serious. As expected, Mount Eternal had some tricks up its sleeve. The other great emperor's successors were also on high alert. If they encountered such an ultimate technique, would they be able to withstand it? Lin Xian snorted coldly. "The glory of the saber. Your glory ends here. From now on, you are this saber's disgrace." Lin Xian took a step forward. Dragon blood appeared on his body, and the phantoms of 10,000 dragons appeared behind him. There was an incomparably terrifying Tyrannosaurus Rex, a wind dragon that soared into the sky, and a sword dragon that swept across the world. There was a thunder dragon that roared to destroy the world. One after another, dragon phantoms appeared beside him. It was as if the mythical dragons had crossed time and space to arrive. This scene shocked everyone. Even Long Wu's pupils shrank. She felt that her bloodline seemed to have frozen at this moment. Damn it. How was this possible? She was really crazy. What kind of bloodline did her opponent have? Did the Dragon Clan have such a bloodline? She didn't know that Lin Xian's bloodline had merged with the blood of 10,000 dragons in the Dragon Clan's ruins. In addition to the increase in his strength and the evolution of his physique, his bloodline had become stronger and stronger. This was the most primitive bloodline of the first generation. It was not something that those successors could compare to. The 10,000 dragons roared. Countless dragon phantoms charged over, fighting against the powerhouses in the sea of corpses. In an instant, a great battle erupted. Lin Xian's bloodline also contained the soul of a great dragon. It was invincible. Not long after, the situation changed again. The powerhouses formed in the sea of blood were torn to pieces by the Dragon Clan powerhouses. The phantoms disappeared one after another. The seventh emissary kept retreating, his face pale. He spat out large mouthfuls of blood, his eyes filled with fear. This was impossible. Was his glory of the saber about to be broken? The phantoms of the powerhouses he summoned became fewer and fewer. When the last one disappeared, he fell to the ground on his back. No. Why? Why did he lose? Why did he have to be treated like this? He had used the glory of the saber. No, he hadn't lost yet. However, Lin Xian held the great destruction in his hand and pierced through his opponent, lifting him into the air. Demonic qi appeared on his body. He was like a demon god, and an extremely sharp light erupted from his eyes. I told you, your glory ends here. The great destruction shook and shattered his opponent's body into pieces. 6 paths of reincarnation. An extremely terrifying light of reincarnation burst out from Lin Xian's eyes. 6 phantom worlds appeared and enveloped the shattered body. Then they kept spinning and crushing. A miserable sound was heard, making people's scalps tingle. Everyone gasped. What kind of method was this? It was too terrifying. Damn it, how dare you? The other emissaries of Mount Eternal roared, crazily. Let him go. However, Lin Xian sneered, and was not moved at all. The 6 paths of reincarnation kept spinning, trying to send these broken corpses into the cycle of reincarnation. The 7th emissary roared, I am immortal. However, his body could no longer recover. Even the power in his body was slowly weakening. Damn it, he was really frightened. You can't do this to me. Under this power, even if he didn't die, his body couldn't heal. Moreover, the power of reincarnation could gradually erase his aura. If this continued, he would be eliminated. Sure enough, when the aura on the 7th emissary's body was almost gone, he turned into a ray of white light and was eliminated. The phantoms of the 6 paths of reincarnation slowly disappeared in the sky. The terrifying power of reincarnation also dissipated. The others were shocked. Was it over? The 7th emissary was actually eliminated. It was too unbelievable. One had to know that there were double champions who were defeated, but there were really too few who were eliminated. Lin Xian actually eliminated a double champion with his own hands, and it was the double champion of Mount Eternal that was an undying and indestructible existence. Despicable brat. We definitely won't let you off. The other emissaries of Mount Eternal roared crazily. They decided that if they had the chance, they would definitely eliminate him. Lin Xian sneered. He turned his head and stared at the other emissaries. Don't worry, I will send you one by one into the cycle of reincarnation. Chapter 5368. Outside the extreme path world, everyone was waiting again. At this time, they discovered that the 7th emissary had also teleported out, and they immediately exclaimed, No way! Who did it this time? After the 7th emissary came out, he roared at the sky. Lin Wuti, I will never let you go. Everyone was shocked. Lin Wuti, it was Lin Wuti again. This guy had already eliminated 2 emissaries from Mount Eternal. He was going to fight to the death with Mount Eternal. The expressions of the people from Mount Eternal became very ugly. Damn it, they wanted nothing more than to rush in and kill Lin Xian. In the extreme path world, the battle continued. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up. He returned, and at this moment, he had 5 more Dao crystals in his hand. These were obtained from the 7th emissary. It was his reward for winning this battle. Lin Xian did not hesitate and directly began to absorb the power of the Dao crystals. The other emissaries' faces were cold. The 2nd emissary said, This kid's cultivation is also a sage, and judging from his aura, he should have just entered the sage realm not long ago. The 10 emissaries are all at the sage realm, but he can easily eliminate the 7th emissary. In other words, he is very powerful among those of the same realm. You have to be careful when you meet him. Don't worry, if he meets me, I will let him know how powerful I am." The fifth emissary snorted coldly. On the other side, Yao Guang also narrowed his eyes. Lin Wudi's cultivation had broken through, but so what? The stronger you are, the more power I will obtain when I devour you. During this period of time, he continued to devour the chaos physique, and his strength also increased. At this moment, the 8 trigrams suddenly enveloped him. Yao Guang was stunned, then walked out with a smile. Let me see who the unlucky guy is. On the other side, the 6th emissary walked out with a cold expression. The two did not say anything and immediately fought. The battle was earth-shattering, and everyone was shocked. They felt that the strength of the Yao Guang had become stronger than before. The 6th emissary was also shocked. The two fought, and it was difficult to determine the winner. After an incense stick's worth of time, the Yao Guang actually had the upper hand. He had obtained the other party's Tao crystal. The 6th emissary's eyes were red. Besides Lin Wudi, was there another expert like him? This person should be the Yao Guang, who cultivated the demonic sky-devouring technique. He could not be careless. Next, the 9th emissary entered the arena. His opponent was 2 people, Yan Ryu and the Crimson Dragon. The 2 of them were originally in the same group, so they worked together to suppress the 9th emissary. The 9th emissary was also very depressed. Countless people were shocked. They didn't think that the incomparably terrifying Mount Eternal would actually suffer losses in succession. Could it be that they were going to fall just like that, unable to recover from the setback? But when the 3rd emissary made his move, they were all stunned. That was because the 3rd emissary had instantly killed a veteran sacred lord. How could he be so powerful? Everyone was going crazy. They knew that the 10 great emissaries differed in strength, but no matter how strong they were, there wouldn't be too big of a gap. However, the strength displayed by the 3rd emissary was much stronger than the 7th emissary, and the others. They became alarmed once again. The 3rd emissary was already so terrifying. How terrifying were the 2nd and 1st emissaries? Mount Eternal was indeed a terrifying existence. After the 3rd emissary killed his opponent, he obtained the Great Tao Crystal. His gaze circled around, locking onto Lin Xian. The killing intent in his eyes was not concealed at all. Next, the 8 trigrams continued to spin. The 2nd emissary made his move as well. Similarly, it was an instant kill as well. However, the 1st emissary did not make his move. The other party had always been a mystery. Apart from that, the other people, they were once again chosen to fight. Lin Xian fought 3 times. The first time was an older sacred lord, and the second time was a young genius. Both of them lost to him. Lin Xian obtained 9 great Tao crystals. The others, such as Murong Qingcheng, Yan Ruyu, and the others also made their moves one after another. The Crimson Dragon met the 3rd emissary this time. He had no choice but to admit defeat. He gritted his teeth. "Damn it," Lin Xian said. "Don't worry, I will help you take revenge." On the other side, Kun Pingzi met the 2nd emissary and also admitted defeat. Fire Qilin met Burning Incense. These 2 were both fire Tao geniuses. After a great battle, they were actually evenly matched. In the end, it was actually a draw. This caused countless people to be shocked. This beautiful goddess of fire was actually so terrifying. In the sky, several extreme weapons looked at the battle below with flickering eyes. Black Tortoise said, "As expected of the Golden Age, so many genius powerhouses have appeared. In addition to the appearance of Mount Eternal, it's about time. We really have to make good preparations. Yes, the Doomsday Battle is about to begin again. Back then, the universe was about to disappear. Now, is the battlefield going to restart again? I wonder if we can succeed this time. The Aquarius of Life said that there are a few good seedlings this time. Perhaps we really have a chance. After another 2 days, the 8 trigrams slowly disappeared. Black Tortoise said, "All right, you can continue on your way. Almost all of you have been eliminated. Remember, the final battlefield is at the center of the world, the extreme Tao Valley. Your path to glory will begin there." The 3 extreme weapons slowly disappeared. Everyone was once again teleported to different parts of the world. They continued to set off. These people took a deep breath. They set off towards the center of the world. In a mountain forest, Yao Guang appeared. His eyes erupted with a cold light. The hunt began. In the previous battle, he had found several targets. Now he was about to set off. Boom. 5 days later, a shocking battle erupted. Yao Guang attacked Kunpengzi. Kunpengzi shouted angrily, "Get lost!" He was crazy. He was actually targeted by the other party. Damn it, did the other party think that he was weak? However, after a great battle, he was incomparably terrified because he discovered that the other party's chaotic aura had become stronger again. He was suppressed. After another move, Kunpengzi was beaten until he vomited blood. He was sent flying. Yao Guang shouted coldly, "It's useless. Be devoured by me obediently. Becoming my strength is the greatest glory in your life. You dare to underestimate me." Kunpeng's rage, bloodline power. He used a bloodline secret technique, and his body changed. He transformed from a Kunpeng into a Kun. The Kunpeng originally had the power of yin and yang. At this moment, Kunpengzi used one of its powers to the extreme. This Kun moved unhindered between heaven and earth. It brought with it terrifying northern underworld water that swept through the surroundings, trapping Yao Guang there. Then it transformed into a prung. It spread its wings and soared 90,000 miles into the sky. Only then was it able to escape. Did it escape? Yao Guang snorted coldly. Her expression was cold. The remnant soul in her mind said, "A prince is not so easy to kill. You are a little careless." Humph. It doesn't matter. When I surpass the Saint Realm and enter the Quasi-Emperor realm, I don't care what kind of prince he is. All of them will have to submit to me. Yao Guang's eyes erupted with an extremely terrifying light. 9 Heavens Quasi-Emperor also said, "Don't worry. I promise you that I will let you become a Quasi-Emperor. But at that time, you must give me Lin Wudi's body immediately." Chapter 5369. Lin Xian still didn't know that he had been targeted by the 9th Heaven's position. At this moment, after he was teleported away, he was separated from the others. He was also preparing to head towards the center of the world. However, at this moment, the longevity lamp flew out from the sword world. It flew in a certain direction. Lin Xian was surprised. What was going on? He had obtained this longevity lamp from the magnetic Quasi-Emperor. Now that such a change had occurred, he quickly followed. Following him, the longevity lamp turned into a divine flame, shining between heaven and earth. It was to the point that the people in the distance could see that it was Lin Wudi. After the people of the Purple Mansion discovered it, their eyes burst out with a cold light. Chase, the leader, was showing. He was also the sleeping Double Crown King. At this moment, he had 4 successors of the Purple Mansion by his side. In addition to the 2 older generation experts, their strength could be said to be extremely terrifying. They quickly rushed over. Other than them, the other people in the Myriad Heavens realm, as long as they were nearby, saw it. They thought that it was a treasure that had fallen from the sky, so they all followed. In front, Lin Xian was extremely fast. He activated his demon god wings and moved at maximum speed. When he arrived at a mountain range, he stopped because he found an injured demonic beast. This demon beast was actually a monkey, and it was a spirit monkey. After Little White flew out, it began to babble a few times. Lin Xian said, "All right, I'll help you save her, Lin Xian struck out with his law, which landed on the other party's body. The powerful life force caused the spirit monkey to open its eyes. The spirit monkey turned into a little girl with a tail on her back. She blinked her big eyes and looked at Lin Xian, saying with a face full of gratitude, "Big brother, did you save me? I passed by and saw that you were unconscious, so I saved you. Of course, you should thank him." Lin Xian raised Xiaobai and said, "Your bloodline is so strange." The little girl looked at Xiaobai with a trace of confusion in her eyes. "Thank you for saving me." She smiled and took out a spirit fruit from her storage ring for Xiaobai. Xiaobai was very happy. After seeing its own kind, it did not hold back. It ate all the spirit fruits. The little girl looked at Lin Xian and said, "Big brother, my name is Ling Shan. I don't know how to call you. You can call me Big Brother Xian." Ling Shan was very happy. However, at this time, her expression changed because she seemed to have heard some kind of cry for help. The bell on his body also started to shake violently. "Not good, my clansmen are in danger." Ling Shan became extremely anxious. However, Lin Xian said, "Don't be afraid. Tell me where your people are." Lin Xian's figure flickered as he left with the other party. The appearance of the longevity lamp here meant that there must be some kind of treasure here. Therefore, Lin Xian did not intend to miss any clues. Moreover, this Ling Shan was very pure and kind. Lin Xian also wanted to help her, so Lin Xian took action. Sounds of fighting could be heard from the front. The people of the spiritual monkey race were trapped. There were countless huge figures in the surroundings, all of them exuding destructive and terrifying killing intent. This was a member of the Hell Devil Elephant clan. This extreme Tao world was created from several extreme Tao weapons, and each extreme Tao weapon had a different power. Therefore, the demonic beasts formed here had different strengths. This Hell Devil Elephant was obviously formed from the aura of the extreme Tao weapon, the Destruction Spear. As for the spiritual monkey race, it was unknown what kind of extreme Tao weapon it was. In front of the Hell Devil Elephant, a middle-aged man stood there. He shouted coldly, "Is the spiritual monkey race still going to be stubborn? Hurry up and hand over the thing, or you will definitely die. Don't even think about it. This is the treasure of our race. You Hell Devil Elephants are not qualified to have it." On the spiritual monkey race's side, the leader was a woman. She also had a long tail behind her. It kept dancing. At the same time, there was a trace of gloominess in her beautiful eyes. The current situation was very bad. The Hell Devil Elephant clan had more people than them. Moreover, they were extremely strong and stronger than them. More importantly, they were ambushed. They had suffered heavy losses, and it was very likely that they would be wiped out. "Since you don't surrender, we will kill you all. Just leave your souls behind. When the time comes, we will collect your souls and naturally know. Attack." The leader of the Hell Devil Elephant waved his hand, and the battle axe in his hand flew out, splitting the forest into a large canyon. At the same time, the surrounding Hell Devil Elephants also roared into the sky. The surrounding thousands of miles were constantly shattered. This power was really too strong. "Kill." The woman from the spiritual monkey race also shouted angrily. Many sword lights appeared in their hands, and it was extremely terrifying. They charged over. Although these spiritual foxes were small in size, the sword chi in their hands was terrifying. It was like starlight and moonlight. Not long after, several Hell Devil Elephants' bodies were pierced through. They fell down. However, at this time, a mysterious power shrouded them. Then, these severely injured Hell Devil Elephants stood up again. Damn it, it was this power again. The people on the spiritual monkey side had extremely ugly expressions. What kind of power was this? To be able to let these severely injured people recover instantly, this vitality was too strong. However, the Hell Devil Elephants only had terrifying power. They definitely did not have such powerful vitality laws. They could not understand. At this time, the woman in front of them was pushed back by the huge axe. She spat out a mouthful of blood. The others were also suppressed. There was no other way. Those Hell Devil generals could not be killed at all. If this continued, they would die sooner or later. At this most critical moment, a scream suddenly sounded. Sister. Ling Yu, who was in front, heard this and her pupils shrank. She suddenly turned around. The next moment, she saw a little girl flying over. Ling Shan was her younger sister. She exclaimed, "What are you doing here? Hurry up and run as far as you can." Ling Shan was very far away from here. How did she rush over? She was really too shocked. The people from the Hell Devil Elephant snorted coldly. One of them stretched out his huge foot and suppressed forward. First, he would trample this little ant to death. The terrifying foot was like the foot of the Grim Reaper. It directly enveloped Ling Shan. No, the eyes of the spiritual monkeys people turned red. Ling Yu also attacked crazily. However, she was restrained by the leader of the Hell Devil Elephant and could not rush over at all. Sister, she exclaimed, and was about to faint from anger. Ling Shan was so scared that her face turned pale. She was stunned. Was she going to die? She closed her eyes and tears flowed down. However, at this time, a golden palm suddenly appeared and enveloped her. It protected her. With a boom, the foot landed on the golden hand. It was as if two divine mountains collided, setting off a monstrous light. The surrounding forest was torn into pieces. The others also cried out one after another. They had blocked it. Were they saved? The spiritual monkey clan was overjoyed. The Hell Devil Elephant clan shouted angrily. Who dared to meddle in their affairs? They were so angry that they went crazy. This golden palm was definitely not from the spiritual monkey clan. Chapter 5370. Don't worry, no one can hurt you. The one who attacked was naturally Lin Xian. He used his golden palm to protect Ling Shan. Then he came to her side. Thank you, Brother Xian. Damn it, who are you? The Hell Demon statue roared crazily. He kicked again. This time, his strength was even stronger. Previously, he thought that he was just stepping on an ant. But now, he was completely enraged. Lin Xian's face darkened. You even bullied such a cute little girl. You don't have to live anymore. An extremely cold light burst out from his eyes. Then he used his fingers like a sword and slashed out. The starry sky divine sword slashed across heaven and earth, splitting the Hell Demon General into two. The Hell Demon statue screamed. Its body split open. Then it slowly dissipated. Even when it died, it couldn't believe that it was killed by a little ant in one move. The huge corpse fell to the ground, shattering the void. The surrounding people were also stunned. So strong. The people from the spirit monkey's side were shocked. On the other hand, the people from the Hell Demon Elephant race were roaring crazily. Who are you? Scram. Lin Xian roared angrily and threw out another punch. His golden fist shone brightly in all directions. The Hell Demon statue and the rest felt that their bodies were about to melt. Damn it! The power of the strongest Yang actually suppressed us. They roared crazily. Another two Hell Demon statues charged over. Lin Xian waved his hand. The Taiji diagram flew out, drawing an yin-yang god. The two of them completely suppressed the two Hell Demon statues. Blood dyed the sky. The Hell Demon statue was completely stunned. Who the hell is this guy? The leader gritted his teeth. Damn it, let's go. Spirit monkeys, just you wait. This matter won't end here. The huge body gradually retreated. The spirit monkeys heaved a sigh of relief. Great, the crisis was resolved. They looked forward and bowed, thanking the young master for helping. They were extremely grateful. Ling Shan also cheered. Brother Xian, you are really too powerful. Lin Xian smiled. He indeed hadn't used his full strength. Ling Yu was surprised. Sister, you know this young master? Ling Shan ran over and said, Sister, this is Brother Xian. He saved me. I don't know why I fainted just now. Luckily, Brother Xian came to save me. Thank you, young Master Xian. Ling Yu looked at Lin Xian gratefully, but his brows were tightly furrowed. Shan, you have to go back with me. Everyone else, get ready to go back. The surrounding spirit monkeys were also shocked. Many of them were injured. Shouldn't they be recuperating now? Why are you in such a hurry to go back? However, Ling Yu said that he could recover on the way. If it was an emergency, there was no need to ask. He was indeed anxious. I had to send my sister to the ancestral land as soon as possible. All right, it looks like Shan Er's illness is acting up again. Let's hurry back. As the others spoke, they all returned one after another. Ling Shan turned to look at Lin Xian and said, Brother Xian, come home with me. I want to thank you properly. Also, Xiao Bai, I have a lot of delicious fruits at home. I'll give them to you. Xiao Bai nodded. Yeah, I want to go. Lin Xian smiled bitterly. I really don't know what to do with you. All right, let's go take a look. Lin Xian followed. Firstly, Lin Xian was indeed happy with the spirit monkey clan. Secondly, after the longevity lamp flew over, there was no movement. Lin Xian checked a few times but did not find anything. This made him even more confused. However, he realized that the longevity lamp led him to Ling Shan. Could it be that there was something special about Ling Shan? Lin Xian decided to observe for a while longer. As for the extreme Dao Valley, he would go there sooner or later. There was no rush. The people from the Spirit Monkey clan left with Lin Xian. On the other side of the mountain range, the people from the Hell Devil statue stopped. Their faces were incomparably cold. There were many white bones around them. It was abnormally terrifying. Damn it. Who was that brat? He was actually so terrifying. He actually killed our companions in seconds. What kind of strength was that? He was definitely not from the Spirit Monkey clan. However, they looked very similar. It was just that they did not have tails. Did you check clearly? The Hell Devil statue's leader asked coldly. At this moment, a few poisonous snakes crawled over from afar. Their cold voices sounded. They seemed to be passing by. They did not know the spirit monkeys and only saved a person from the Spirit Monkey clan. The other party called him Brother Xian. That's all they found. The Hell Devil statue's leader's face was cold. Those few spirit snakes were also so scared that they crawled on the ground. They only said so much. We only heard this. Brother Xian, who was this person? How could a passerby be so powerful? These Hell Devil statues gritted their teeth. However, at this moment, a figure walked out from the mountain behind them. He laughed coldly. What Brother Xian? His name was Lin Xian. They did not expect this guy to actually come here. Hearing this, those Hell Devil statues also turned their heads. The leader asked, You know him? Could it be that he's an outsider like you? He did come from the outside world like me. However, he was not worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as me. Who was he? I'm an immortal existence. The person who walked out from the mountain behind them was wearing black battle armor. He had a black fan in his hand. It was abnormally strange. The aura on his body was even more terrifying. He was the fourth emissary of Mount Eternal. Previously, when everyone was teleported away, he came to a forest and encountered the Hell Devil statues. These devil statues thought that the other party was an ant and wanted to trample him to death. Who would have thought that the other party's strength was so terrifying? They were no match for him at all. Many people were injured. They begged for mercy and even offered a secret to make the other party stop. This secret was an ancient legend about the Spirit Monkey clan. The Spirit Fox clan had a supreme treasure. It was said to be a legendary one-page heavenly book that recorded the supreme great Tao. Hearing this, the fourth emissary did not kill these Hell Devil statues. One-page heavenly book? That was interesting. He was going to get it and see if there really was a so-called supreme great Tao. Therefore, he cooperated with the Hell Devil statues. As for the Hell Devil statues that were seriously injured by the holes, they quickly recovered. Naturally, it was the power of Mount Eternal in the hands of the fourth emissary. At this moment, when the fourth emissary heard the news of Lin Xian's arrival, a cold, killing intent appeared in his eyes. Don't worry about that person. He's my enemy. Moreover, he's my sworn enemy. I won't let him off. Originally, they thought that they would meet in the extreme Dao Valley for the final battle. They did not expect him to come here. This is good too. I'll send him to hell in advance. This is great. The leader of the Hell Devil statues also grinned. Then there's no time to lose. We'll set off tonight. Attack the Spirit Monkey Mountain, trample the Spirit Monkey clan, and obtain the one-page heavenly book. Thinking of this, the leader of the Hell Devil statues was so excited that his eyes turned red. Chapter 5371. Monkey Mountain was the place where these spirit monkeys lived. The mountain range was continuous and there were spirit fruits everywhere. There was even monkey wine that they brewed themselves. Lin Xian's arrival made these spirit monkeys very happy. They served him with the best hospitality. Lin Xian drank his wine and was also amazed. He knew how to make a lot of spirit wine, but it was completely different after drinking the wine. Whitey was even more delighted. Its big eyes were shining. At this moment, Lin Xian asked, "How is Ling Shan?" Because he realized that Ling Shan did not appear again after returning. Ling Yu said, "Thank you for your concern. My sister is fine now. She will be fine in a few days." "That's good." Lin Xian nodded. He was very concerned about that little girl. The group of people drank, and it was very lively. In the middle of the night, the moon rose into the sky. The entire forest gradually quietened down. Everyone was also confused. The monkey wine's strength was also very strong. Lin Xian sat cross-legged. Not only was the monkey wine delicious, but it also contained endless energy. After all, it was brewed with all kinds of heavenly treasures. Lin Xian was now living and absorbing the energy. However, at this moment, he frowned and suddenly opened his eyes. His right rinnigan kept spinning and shining. He looked into the distance and stood up. "Brother, we are drinking." Beside him, a spirit monkey stood up shakily and pulled Lin Xian with a smile. Lin Xian frowned. "Where is Ling Yu?" The spirit monkey was still confused. Lin Xian could only use his rinnigan to check. He found that Ling Yu was in a distant mountain range, in a palace. He directly flew in. "Master, why are you here?" Ling Yu was also stunned. Lin Xian said, "Wake up quickly. There is danger." "I feel a huge aura coming." Ling Yu felt for a while, then tilted her head and said, "No way, why didn't I feel it?" The surrounding spirit monkeys also said, "Master, you might be too tired. You sensed it wrongly." Lin Xian shook his head. It was impossible. He sensed it earlier than these people because he had rinnigan. The power of rinnigan allows him to explore very clearly. He could only walk out, look into the distance, and shout, "Who is it? Get the hell out here." His voice carried an extremely terrifying power, causing the entire monkey mountain to shake violently. At this moment, those spirit monkeys woke up one after another. What had happened? They looked around uneasily, and at the same time, they were confused. At the same time, the members of the Hell Demonic Elephant Clan, who were far away in the void, had a cold look on their faces. "Damn it, have I been discovered?" At this moment, they were very far away from the Monkey Mountain. Moreover, they had carefully concealed their auras. Logically speaking, they should not have been discovered. Sure enough, it was Lin Wudi. He had a strange eye technique, and his soul was very strong. Thinking about it, he probably couldn't hide it from him. The fourth emissary said, in a deep voice. Hearing this, The leader of the hell golems snorted coldly. Since we've been discovered, there's no need to hide anymore. Let's speed up. Numerous gigantic silhouettes appeared. They stepped into the air and rapidly flew towards the Monkey Mountain. Those spirit monkeys on the Monkey Mountain were still puzzled. They thought that Lin Xian should be drunk, but not long after, their expressions changed because they found that the sky was shattering. Endless cracks spread towards the surroundings. At the same time, they also felt an extremely terrifying message. It was coming towards them. Damn it, what a terrifying aura. Oh my God, there's really someone here. These people's expressions changed. Ling Yu's eyes shone with a cold light. She had completely sobered up. She said, "It's the aura of the hell demonic elephant. Damn it, they're still unwilling to let go." Everyone pay attention. They quickly defended and prepared for battle. Those spirit monkeys moved one after another. At this moment, a person called Ling Mu walked out. He frowned and said, "Damn it, our elder has something to do now. They actually came at this time. It's difficult for us to defend. No matter what, we must protect the oblique moon cave." Not long after, the sky shattered. The hell demonic elephant and these people walked over. They stood above the 9 heavens, looking down like demon gods. The entire Monkey Mountain was surrounded. Ling Yu rushed into the sky. She shouted coldly, "Hell demonic elephant, don't go too far." The leader of the hell demonic elephant laughed. "Little monkeys, I said that if you kneel down and hand over the things obediently, we can spare your life. But if you don't want to, then don't blame us for flattening your Monkey Mountain." Damn it! Ling Shan and the others' faces were ugly. Lin Xian walked out. "Is he here again? I spared your lives last time. Since you're looking for death, I'll fulfill your wish." Lin Xian walked out. He shouted coldly. Those hell demonic elephant looked down at Lin Xian, frowning tightly. The leader of the hell demonic elephant also snorted coldly. "Outsider, this matter has nothing to do with you. Leave now, we'll mind our own business. I'll let you go alive. If you dare to meddle in our business again, we'll let you fall into hell forever." Lin Xian frowned after hearing this. "Do you know that I'm an outsider? You should have seen other people." As he spoke, he opened his rinnegan and looked around. Those hell demonic elephant immediately felt that their souls were being suppressed. Damn it! They roared one by one, their long noses dancing in the air, making terrifying sounds. The surrounding sky collapsed, and the earth cracked. "Quickly activate the array formation," Ling Yu exclaimed. In the surroundings, countless array formations lit up to resist. Those array formations also shook violently. Those spirit monkeys' faces became incomparably pale. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The power of reincarnation appeared and turned into 6 worlds, constantly crushing. All these sounds were enveloped in it. He actually blocked it. Lin Xian actually blocked all the sounds by himself. It's really too unbelievable. At the same time, Lin Xian snorted coldly. "I was wondering who it was." "So it's you. Get out here." He shot out a ray of reincarnation light and attacked there. Those hell demonic elephant retreated one after another. They didn't dare to resist at all. At the same time, a man in armor walked out from the void. He struck with his palm and collided with the light of reincarnation. An earth-shattering sound rang out. "Lin Wudi, your soul is really powerful. You can actually discover my existence." The 4th emissary of Mount Eternal walked out. The corners of his mouth raised into a cold smile. "But since I've appeared, your time of death has come." Previously, the other party had eliminated the 7th emissary, and even the 10th emissary, which had long made the people of Mount Eternal want to kill him. Now that there was a chance, he wouldn't let the other party go. "It's the people of Mount Eternal again. Well, let me personally send all of you out." Lin Xian snorted coldly. It was really lively. At this moment, another cold shout came, followed by another group of people descending from the sky. They also had a powerful aura on their bodies that suppressed the 8 wastelands. Chapter 5372. Who was it? Someone else was coming? The faces of the spiritual monkey clan members turned extremely ugly. Even the members of the infernal demon clan were frowning. They also felt a shocking power. Lin Xian raised his head and frowned. It was the people of the Purple Mansion. It was indeed the people of the Purple Mansion, led by Xiaoying. In addition, there were a few descendants of the Purple Mansion, as well as a veteran divine ancestor. They were also a powerful force. After Xiaoying arrived, he looked at Lin Xian. What were you looking for? Hand over the heaven and earth treasure. As soon as he finished speaking, many figures appeared around him. These people were the ones who saw the longevity lamp. They thought there was a heaven and earth treasure, so they followed him. Now that they were here, Lin Xian snorted coldly as he looked at the figures around him. If you don't want to die, get lost. At the same time, a monstrous soul storm swept out, forming a huge eye of reincarnation in the sky, overlooking everything. At this moment, everyone's souls shook violently. Damn it, it's so scary. Their faces turned ugly. Kid, you're too arrogant. The 4th emissary snorted coldly. An inextinguishable battle intent rushed out of his body, and a black fan appeared in his hand. As he waved it, it formed a monstrous black cloud to resist the eye of reincarnation in the sky. At the same time, the hell demon elephants roared at the sky. Their power bombarded all directions. The others also began to resist one after another. Xiaoying snorted coldly. Lin Wudi, I admit that you're powerful. It's very difficult to suppress you in a one-on-one fight, but it's a pity that we won't be talking about one-on-one in this situation. Let's fight together. Yes, that's right. The other experts who came nodded. If it was a one-on-one fight, they really didn't dare to attack Lin Xian. However, there were so many people now. If they attacked Lin Xian together, no matter how strong Lin Xian was, he wouldn't be able to resist. What should they do? Ling Yu and the others were extremely nervous. However, Lin Xian said, "Don't worry, they won't completely join forces." Lin Xian knew that these people would fight separately. At this time, a ray of multicolored light suddenly soared up from the Monkey Mountain. Following that, moonlight danced, illuminating the heaven and earth. There was a moon in the sky, and there seemed to be another moon in the mountain range. At the same time, a shocking and mysterious aura spread out. What's going on? What happened? The surrounding people were shocked. There was indeed a treasure. Xiaoying's eyes flashed with an intense light. The 4th emissary also smiled. The eyes of the Hell Golem's people turned red, and they laughed heartily. It seemed that we were not too late. Lin Xian was even more surprised. This aura was indeed mysterious. He turned his head and saw that it was the back of the Monkey Mountain. What was there? The faces of Ling Yu and the others became extremely ugly. This shocking change made them very puzzled. They naturally knew what that place was. However, that place was usually incomparably mysterious. Among these spirit monkeys, only a few of them could enter. The others could only worship him from afar. What was happening now? Ling Yu and the others didn't know either. The Hell Golem leader roared angrily. The treasure was right behind it. It was said that there were some treasures in the Monkey King Mountain. With a furious roar, their feet trampled the ground, and their enormous bodies rushed over. They began to bombard the array. Attack! Xiaoying and the others also roared angrily. They could naturally see that there were treasures there. The others attacked together, and in an instant, the array of the Monkey Mountain shattered. The laws scattered on the ground. Retreat, quickly retreat to the back. Ling Yu roared angrily and led the spirit monkeys to retreat quickly. Lin Xian also retreated. What was he talking about? It's the core of our spirit monkey race called the Oblique Moon Cave. It's a cave abode, and it's very mysterious. The Hell Golem leaders had their eyes on the Oblique Moon Cave. These people quickly retreated, and soon they arrived at the back of the mountain. Lin Xian also saw that there was a cave at the back of the mountain. The cave was very small, about 1 meter wide, but there was a mysterious moonlight emerging from inside. More importantly, the shape of the cave was like a moon embedded in the mountain range. The Oblique Moon Cave was so magical. Lin Xian was surprised. At the same time, the surrounding people also rushed over. They looked at this scene and were incomparably shocked. Attack! The leader of the Hell Golem leaders instantly rushed over, and the surrounding Hell Golems also attacked. Lin Yu roared angrily and quickly counterattacked. Those spirit monkeys shot out monstrous sword lights and counterattacked. "Young master, please help," Lin Xian said. "Can you resist these Hell Golems?" Ling Yu nodded. "Yes, but the black-armored man beside him is a great threat to us. I'll help you stop that person, and the aura of immortality is coming from him. If there's no power, then the Hell Golem leaders won't be able to recover instantly. Is that true?" "That's great." Ling Yu was delighted, and then looked at the surrounding people. "What about these people?" Lin Xian said. "Don't worry, with the treasure in front of them, they won't keep working together. I'll use the Eye of Reincarnation to affect their souls." "Okay, thank you, young master." Ling Yu rushed out and attacked the Hell Golem leaders. She fought with the leader of the Hell Golem leaders. Those spirit monkeys also attacked. Lin Xian stood in the void. He looked at the surrounding people and sneered. "You want to join hands? Dream on reincarnation silk." The Eye of Reincarnation erupted, forming a terrifying soul aura that swept in all directions. "Not good. It's a soul attack. Quickly defend." The surrounding people naturally knew that Lin Xian's eyes were terrifying. They didn't dare to be careless and resisted. However, they still underestimated Lin Xian's Eye of Reincarnation. This time, Lin Xian didn't directly attack their souls. Instead, he affected their souls and magnified the hatred and anger in their hearts. Sure enough, an old man immediately rushed towards the people of the Z government. The people of Zifu also shouted angrily and attacked those people around them. Some of these people had fought with each other in the 8 diagrams before. Some of their companions were even eliminated by the other party. So, at this moment, they couldn't care less. "Come back. Don't attack." Xiaoing also roared. However, it was useless. He seemed to be unable to control those disciples. There was even an old man who directly rushed toward him. This old man was very terrifying. He had 4 arms, and when he waved them, they turned into giant hands that were thousands of meters long and rushed toward him. This person was called the Four-Handed Sacred Lord, an extremely terrifying veteran sacred pillar lord in the universe. This time, he came with his son to participate in the Extreme Path world. However, in the previous 8 diagrams battle, his son was directly eliminated by the Void Shadow. This Four-Handed Sacred Lord was extremely angry. Now that he had the chance, he came again. Xiaoing also shouted angrily, "Old man, you're courting death." Chapter 53-73. The surrounding people instantly started fighting. The scene was very shocking for a moment. 2 figures stood in the void, looking at each other from afar. They did not attack. One of them was Lin Xian, and the other was naturally the 4th emissary from Mount Eternal. "Kid, do you want to fight me one-on-one?" "Fine. I will personally avenge Old 7 today." The 7th emissary had been eliminated by Lin Xian, which had already angered him. Lin Xian sneered after hearing this. "The 7th emissary? Sorry, let me tell you another piece of news. The previous 10th emissary was also eliminated by me. You are courting death. The fourth emissary was furious. A sharp light burst out from his eyes. Boundless killing intent rushed out. The 10th emissary was eliminated. He could not stand it. He waved the fan in his hand, which turned into boundless black flames that swept toward Lin Xian. These black flames were extremely terrifying. They were called the inextinguishable flames. The fourth emissary immediately displayed a peerless and terrifying technique. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. The terrifying 9 suns divine fire also flew out. It turned into suns and waved between heaven and earth. The 2 flames were in a stalemate in the air. They were evenly matched. He could actually block it. The fourth emissary's face was gloomy. Suddenly, his expression changed because he saw a terrifying sword light flying towards him. It was a finger. It suddenly appeared in front of him and pointed at the space between his eyebrows. Damn it, what is this? Spatial magic. He was too shocked. Get lost! He shouted angrily and waved the fan. Like a peacock spreading its tail, it drew a black barrier. It blocked in front of him. What Lin Xian had used was indeed the finger of the void. His finger had transformed into the most terrifying divine sword, bringing with it towering divine flames. It charged forward. With a clang, it collided with the fan. The black fan shook from the impact. The fourth emissary was also forced back. His blood was boiling. At the same time, he looked at his opponent's strength. It was so powerful. However, Lin Xian merely laughed coldly. You want to take revenge? Dream on. You are no match for me. Damn it! The fourth emissary shouted angrily as his undying fighting spirit burst out. Clearly, he was about to unleash an even more terrifying technique. However, at that moment, several figures rushed over. There were 5 of them. They fought their way out of the encirclement and headed straight for the oblique moon cave. Oh no! Those spirit monkeys were enraged when they saw this. Even the hell demon statue roared, "Get lost!" And, however, those 5 people were very fast. In an instant, they arrived in front of the slanting moon cave and were about to enter. However, at this moment, the mountain next to them cracked open and a huge rock hand grabbed towards them. It covered the entire sky and covered the entire void. In an instant, the 5 of them were enveloped. In the next moment, they were smashed into pieces by the giant hand. Blood-curdling screams rang out as the 4 of them turned into a bloody mist and were directly eliminated. The other person was also seriously injured. He fell to the ground, his face full of fear. Who was it? Was Lin Wuti attacking them? However, that was not the case. Lin Xian was also surprised. Even the 4th emissary did not expect this to happen. He stopped and did not attack again. Instead, he looked in front of him in shock. At this moment, everyone was stunned. Countless pairs of eyes looked towards the mountain in the distance. From the crack in the mountain, another hand reached out. Then a figure walked out. "Stone man!" someone exclaimed. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. The figure that came out was not tall. It was only half a meter tall. His body was completely made of stone. Of course, this was no ordinary stone. The aura that it emitted was extremely terrifying. The other party was indeed a stone man. What was this thing? How could a stone man be so terrifying? The surrounding people were also shocked. They were the strongest geniuses from all the worlds in the universe. However, at this moment, this stone man could easily kill 4 geniuses with a single move. What kind of technique was this? Even those old divine ancestors felt their hair stand on end. The people of the Spirit Fox race were even more stunned. They did not expect that there would be such a terrifying stone man hidden in their monkey mountain. However, they had no idea at all. After the stone man came out, he turned his body. A thunderous sound came from his body. Then, the stone man stared at the slanted moon cave and grinned. "After waiting for so many years, I've finally seen it. The stone man laughed. However, Ling Yu shouted angrily, "Damn it, who are you? How dare you have designs on the slanted moon cave?" The stone man snorted. He stared at Ling Yu and sneered. "The last time I woke up, your grandfather had just been born. Now, a junior like you dares to be so impudent in front of me? I want the slanted moon cave. Everyone else, get lost. Otherwise, I'll destroy your astral souls." The stone man emitted a monstrous killing intent. The hell golem leader snorted. The others, like Xiaoying, were shocked. The fourth emissary for divine ancestor, and the others also looked cold. The other party wanted to scare them with just one sentence. What kind of joke was this? The fourth emissary snorted. "I also want this thing," Xiaoying said. "That's right. This treasure has no owner. Let's talk with strength." He also emitted a powerful aura. The stone man frowned. He didn't expect so many people with such strength to come this time. "You're not my match." The stone man snorted. The stones on his body fell, and a pair of mysterious eyes appeared on his body. Not only on his head, but also on his limbs and body. Every eye was incomparably strange. Thousand-eyed stone man, for divine ancestor, was shocked. This thing also appeared. Xiao Ying's expression also changed. He had fallen into a deep sleep tens of thousands of years ago. However, before he fell into a deep sleep, he was once a top genius. At that time, something happened. A peerless expert obtained a strange stone. When he cut it open, a stone man jumped out. There were thousands of eyes on his body, which made people gasp in shock. Everyone thought it was a peerless treasure and fought. However, the result was unexpected. The stone golem, with eyes all over its body, however, displayed a terrifying power. The thousands of eyes killed a few divine sovereigns. In the end, the stone man disappeared. However, legends about it were passed down. However, it disappeared later on because the thousand-eyed stone man had only appeared once. He didn't expect to see the thousand-eyed stone man in this extreme path world. Was this the one that was cut out back then? Didn't he know? He had never seen it with his own eyes. He had only heard of it. If it was really the one that was cut out tens of thousands of years ago, then it was extremely terrifying, because that stone man had killed several divine sovereigns back then. No one knew how powerful he was now. This guy's origin is mysterious. It's very likely that he was left behind tens of thousands of years ago. I think we should join hands and suppress him first. Chapter 5374. Hearing this, the others also took a deep breath. They didn't expect the stone man to have such an extraordinary origin. Since that was the case, they would join forces. Although they were competing with each other, such a terrifying figure had appeared. They had to join forces to suppress him. Otherwise, no one would have any hope of obtaining the treasure. A bunch of ants wanted to join forces? The thousand-eyed stone man shouted coldly. Those strange eyes on his body released terrifying flames that swept in all directions. Immediately, some of the people who were close to them screamed. They retreated and vomited blood. The others were also on high alert. Attack! Xiao Ying waved his long spear and stabbed it out like lightning. With a sky full of laws, he charged over. The four-handed sacred lord also attacked. He waved his four arms and soared into the sky like a giant dragon. The others all attacked, and even the hell demonic elephant clan went to attack. However, the thousand-eyed stone man was really terrifying. Each of his eyes could release light. They formed different laws. For a moment, he actually blocked them. It was so terrifying that everyone was shocked. At this moment, even the fourth emissary stopped attacking Lin Xian. He also felt the pressure. The stone man was too strange. He sent out a black cloud to suppress him. There was a terrifying, inextinguishable flame on it. What should they do? When the people of the spirit monkey race saw this, their faces turned extremely ugly. Another expert had appeared. Lin Xian said, "Let them fight first. When the thousand-eyed stone man retreated, these people naturally wouldn't join forces. Perhaps this battle would cause both of them to suffer great losses." The spirit monkey clan members nodded. Lin Xian rushed over. He slashed out with his sword, which turned into a terrifying starry sky sword, and charged forward. The thousand-eyed stone man was really terrifying. He was fighting against so many experts alone and was not at a disadvantage at all. However, he was gradually being suppressed. After all, whether it was Lin Xian, the fourth emissary, or Xiao Ying, they were all true double champions. In addition, there was the four-handed sacred lord and other old sacred lords, as well as other experts. No matter how strong he was, he couldn't stop them. The light in the thousands of eyes dimmed a little. His face was cold as he snorted. At this time, everyone attacked with all their might. Lin Xian struck out with the sword of returning essence, which turned into an arc and slashed over. The fan of the fourth emissary formed a black storm. Xiao Ying unleashed a peerless attack. The four-handed Saint Lord's four palms connected together, forming a heavenly net that descended from the sky. The others also used their ultimate techniques. This time, they finally shattered the thousand-eyed stone golem's gaze. The thousand-eyed stone golem also retreated. He entered the mountain peak and disappeared. Did he fail? That's great. Everyone rejoiced, but Lin Xian frowned, because he sensed that the stone man was very strong, far stronger than anyone present. It was impossible for him to be defeated so easily. Rinnegan bloomed with brilliance, and he detected that the aura of the thousand-eyed stoneman was still there, but it was vague and uncertain. From the looks of it, he was also a cunning fellow. He knew that if they continued to fight, both sides would suffer, so he wanted to preserve his strength for the time being. Sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. The eyes of the others also flickered. Was he really defeated? They were extremely doubtful. The fourth emissary, Xiao Ying, and the others snorted coldly. They weren't stupid either. They naturally knew that things couldn't be so simple. But at this time, Whitey did fly out. He had drunk too much monkey wine before, so he had been in a daze. Now he was a little sober. As soon as he woke up, he saw the slanted moon cave. He immediately cheered and flew towards it. Another damned monkey came. Countless people gritted their teeth when they saw Whitey. They wanted to shout angrily because the treasure was in the slanted moon cave, but it was too late. Whitey had already flown to the slanted moon cave and walked in. Not good. The expressions of Ling Yu and the others also changed. This slanted moon cave was extremely mysterious, but it was also extremely dangerous. If others went in, they would probably be attacked. However, they were soon puzzled, and the worry in their eyes disappeared, because Whitey wasn't attacked. Not only that, Whitey flew out. At the same time, 3 rays of light flew out. Those were 3 Bodhi, supreme Bodhi that contained the great Tao. Whitey waved his little paw and used the small bowl on his head to catch one. The small bowl shook violently. Whitey looked towards Lin Xian, asking for help. Lin Xian reached out with his large golden hand and helped him suppress one of them. As for the other 2, they flew into the distance. Good stuff. Feeling the terrifying great Tao above, everyone moved quickly. Among them, Shadow Xiao soared into the sky and caught up with one four-handed sacred ancestor, and the others charged towards the other one. They instantly disappeared in the air. The sound of a fierce battle came from afar. Obviously, those people were fighting over it. Damn it, the hell statue, and the others were also gnashing their teeth. Some people stayed here. Their eyes were red as they stared at Whitey. The other 2 had disappeared, but Whitey still had one in his hand. However, Lin Xian sneered. His Rinnegan carried an extremely strong killing intent, causing the scalps of those around him to go numb. They all retreated, not daring to make a move. Who was Lin Xian? They had probably already seen him. His strength was absolutely terrifying. Whitey took out a bodhi from the treasure bowl. It was crystal clear and directly swallowed it. The next moment he cheered, and a trace of shocking light appeared in his eyes. Delicious. He laughed and clapped his hands. He ate it directly. Spirit Monkey and the others were also stunned. Although Whitey was also a monkey, he definitely did not have the same bloodline as them. Facing the astonishing power of the bodhi, they did not dare to directly swallow it. But now, Whitey was actually so careless. Was he not afraid that this power would tear his body apart? However, what was surprising was that Whitey's body did not change at all. His body only emitted a trace of light. Then Whitey yawned. He was so sleepy. He flew to Lin Xian's side and immediately fell asleep. Lin Xian was also worried and began to investigate Whitey's situation. Rinnegan enveloped the other party. He discovered that there was an astonishing power in Whitey's body. Perhaps it was this power that caused Whitey to fall asleep. Whitey was digesting this power while sleeping. He kept the little guy and sent him into the sword world. The next moment, he took a deep breath. He looked at Ling Yu and the others and said, "I helped you guys defeat the enemy. This bodhi will be my reward." Since Whitey had already eaten it, Ling Yu and the others had no choice but to nod. Thank you for Lin Gongzi's help. Although some people had left, even 2 powerful Double Crown champions had left. But they knew that the crisis had not disappeared because the Hell Golem was still there and the 4th emissary was still there. There were still some experts around, still eyeing them covetously. The 40th emissary snorted. Was that bodhi the ultimate treasure? The leader of the Hell Golem said, "No way. As far as we know, it should be a page of the heavenly book. That bodhi was just another treasure." After the 4th emissary heard this, his eyes erupted with a sharp light. In that case, the most precious page of the heavenly book was still inside the moon cave. Since that's the case, let's continue to attack and kill our way into the moon cave. Chapter 5375. The 4th emissary stared at Lin Xian and said, "I'll kill this guy. You guys deal with the rest of the monkeys." Those hell demon statues also sneered and attacked again. Lin Xian's eyes burst with a cold light. Previously, he was delayed by others, so it was not too late for this battle. An extremely terrifying 9 suns divine fire appeared on his body, and at the same time, the sword energy in his eyes erupted. The 4th emissary snorted and waved the folding fan in his hand, and a monstrous black storm danced. It was like countless black blades condensed together, causing the entire world to shatter. Lin Xian roared and took the initiative to attack. He slashed out with his sword, and the long sword swept horizontally with the momentum to split the sky. It's useless against the black storm. My wind is invisible. You can't break it at all. The 4th emissary sneered. However, as soon as he finished speaking, his face changed. Because Lin Xian's sword split the black storm into 2 halves, and his murderous aura was astonishing. A terrifying sword intent swept towards him. "You're courting death." The 4th emissary was furious. He clenched his hand into a claw and slapped out. The huge claw covered the sky and earth like the hand of the devil, grabbing towards Lin Xian. There was a shocking and miserable sound from above. Lin Xian shouted coldly. His sword energy soared into the sky, and with a slash, it shattered everything. Even the palm was split open. The 4th emissary retracted his hand, and blood dripped from it. His expression was extremely ferocious. Damn it, he waved his blood-stained hand on his folding fan. In the next moment, a terrifying blood dragon flew out. The blood dragon danced in the air, carrying a monstrous, murderous aura. Not only that, the 4th emissary's folding fan kept waving, and his blood drew beasts one after another on it. In the blink of an eye, 32 beasts covered the sky and earth. These 32 beasts were completely condensed from blood, and they also carried an inextinguishable fighting spirit. They had turned into strange creatures. They seemed to have crossed the ancient time and space, releasing a terrifying aura. Seeing this, the Hell Golem and the others sucked in a breath of cold air. This person was too terrifying, and his identity was absolutely shocking. Even the spirit monkey and the others were shocked. They had to go all out to fight against the Hell Demon statues. There was no way he could help Lin Xian. Lin Gongzi, you must be careful. There were still some people around. They had originally wanted to reap the benefits of the battle, but now they were torn to pieces by the 32 demonic beasts. Those people felt their scalps go numb as they quickly fled. Lin Xian looked around at the massive figures one after another. His expression became extremely solemn. His right Rinnegan bloomed with the power of samsara. Using the heavenly Tao of reincarnation, he unleashed a terrifying eye technique. A Rinnegan appeared in the sky, and a palm stretched out from it, a palm that carried supreme divine might. It fell mercilessly. With a single palm strike, it was as though it was the hand of Armageddon. The terrifying palm strike enveloped one of the demonic beasts. That blood-colored demonic beast roared out in rage. It wanted to resist, but it was torn into pieces in an instant. A rain of blood fell from the sky. Boom, boom. The world-exterminating palm continued to descend, and the demonic beasts fell one after another. The expression of the fourth emissary was cold. Kill. Following his roar, the remaining dozen or so demonic beasts covered the sky and covered the earth as they charged over. At the same time, he also quickly attacked. He waved the folding fan in his hand again, and a sharp black blade shot out like a death scythe. Lin Xian's expression was cold. At this moment, the demonic qi on his body also appeared. He had turned into a demon god. The great spear of destruction in his hand carried an aura that could destroy everything. With one strike, it pierced through 7 demonic beasts. The blood of the 7 demonic beasts dyed the sky red. Lin Xian formed a seal with his palms. The demon god seal attacked the fourth emissary. With a clang, it engaged in a fierce battle with the fourth emissary. Lin Xian used the Great Emperor's secret techniques, while the fourth emissary used the Great Emperor's secret technique of Mount Eternal. The battle between the two was earth-shattering. The surrounding people retreated far away. The 32 demonic beasts were all destroyed, and now only Lin Xian was left. The fourth emissary was still there. The two of them were like lightning. Every time they collided, a huge crack would appear in the sky. Cloud-rubbing hand, void god finger. At this moment, Lin Xian stretched out both hands. His right hand turned into a demonic cloud that was abnormally ethereal. His left hand pointed out with his fingers like a sword. Both of them were strange divine abilities, and they sent the fourth emissary flying. Half of the fourth emissary's face was shattered. It was pierced through by the void god finger. At the same time, his legs were also torn to pieces by the demonic cloud hand. It was abnormally miserable. Seeing this scene, the faces of the Hell Golem and the others changed. The fourth emissary shouted angrily, "You dare to hurt me? Kid, you have angered me." The undying good power appeared on his body, and his broken body healed again. At the same time, he spat a mouthful of blood on the folding fan in his hand. On the folding fan, extremely terrifying blood-red runes bloomed. It seemed that something was about to appear. Lin Xian's expression was also solemn. He felt a sense of danger. However, at this moment, the 1,000-eyed stone man suddenly charged out from the shattered mountain peak in the distance. He attacked the fourth emissary from behind. The fourth emissary did not expect this at all and was instantly sent flying. 2 bloody holes appeared on his back, and his bones were also shattered. He was even more miserable. He fell to the ground below and roared crazily. His broken body healed again, and the thousand-eyed stone man frowned. The undying power, your origin is indeed extraordinary. You should be from Mount Eternal. Damn it, you know my identity, and you still dare to attack me? The fourth emissary rose into the air and roared crazily. The thousand-eyed stone man snorted coldly. So what if you are from Mount Eternal? This is not your territory. This is the extreme path world. After speaking, he no longer paid attention to the fourth emissary. Instead, he stared at Lin Xian. His eyes bloomed with a biting cold light. Who are you? To be able to fight on par with him and even injure him. This proves that you are even more powerful. The divine ability you used should be several top inheritance law skills. You actually know them all. The thousand-eyed stone man was even more surprised. Indeed, some of Lin Xian's methods shocked him. It was even extremely similar to some of the methods in the legends. This was also why he did not dare to sneak an attack on Lin Xian, but chose to sneak an attack on the fourth emissary. He felt that Lin Xian was somewhat unfathomable. Lin Xian snorted coldly and did not answer. Now that this guy had appeared again, it was very troublesome. At this moment, the slanted moon cave changed again. A figure walked out from the slanted moon cave. Did another treasure appear? Countless people turned their heads to look. However, when they saw it, they were stunned. Even Lin Xian was stunned. The person who walked out of the slanted moon cave was actually a figure, and it was a cute little girl. Lin Xian was stunned. How did the other party come out of the slanted moon cave? The faces of Ling Yu and the rest of the spirit monkey clan changed. Sister, quickly go in, Ling Yu exclaimed. Ling Shan rubbed her eyes with her small hands, as if she had just woken up and did not understand what was going on. As for the fourth emissary, the thousand-eyed stone man, the leader of the hell golems turned into lightning and quickly attacked her. They felt that the secret was on this little girl. Chapter 5376. Not good. Ling Yu's expression changed, and he quickly rushed over. With a sword strike with all his strength, he blocked the hell golem leader. But he was still forced back, his blood and chi tumbling. As for the other two, he couldn't block them at all. But at this time, a figure appeared in front of him. It was Lin Xian. An earth-shattering collision sounded, and the sky fell, and the earth cracked. The fourth emissary and the thousand-eyed stone golem were all blocked. Meanwhile, a figure retreated, shattering the void with a stomp. He actually blocked it. The fourth emissary frowned, but the thousand-eyed stone golem was surprised. He looked at Lin Xian, feeling incredulous. Lin Xian's right hand was beaten out of shape. At this moment, it was making crackling sounds and quickly recovering. A physique of the purest yang, the legendary 9-yang divine physique. I didn't expect you to have cultivated such a physique. No wonder you can block my attack. The thousand eyes on the thousand-eyed stone golem's body bloomed with light, staring at Lin Xian. He recognized Lin Xian's physique. Only this legendary starry sky physique could contend with him in close combat. Otherwise, if it were any other divine ancestor, they would have been beaten into a bloody mist. The 9-yang divine physique is not bad, but it is not the strongest physique in the world. And you don't have the 9-yang divine physique. You are still far from being able to defeat me. The thousand-eyed stone golem sneered, and the thousand eyes bloomed with light. Some turned into mountains, some turned into terrifying flames, some turned into lightning, and some turned into saber light and sword shadows. 1,000 types of divine abilities erupted from the thousand eyes. How terrifying was this absolute art! Lin Xian was also facing a great enemy. He didn't dare to be careless. He used the Rinnegan to the extreme. 6 paths of reincarnation. 6 illusory worlds kept spinning. One eye bloomed with a biting cold light. A fierce collision sounded. and Lin Xian was forced back again. The thousand-eyed stone golem was even more shocked. He stared at Lin Xian with a face full of shock. "Your eyes." He was too shocked. His 1,000 eyes couldn't beat one of the other party's eyes. Lin Xian's blood boiled, but the corners of his mouth soon curled up. "You're just as so. What an arrogant brat." The 1,000-leaf stone golem's eyes shone with a cold light. He stared at Lin Xian's right eye. The power of samsara. Could it be the legendary Rinnegan? "You even got this pair of eyes?" He was too shocked. At the same time, a cold light burst out from his eyes. "It seems that other than the page of the heavenly book, I can also obtain another type of god eye. If I kill you and take your eyes, my eye technique will become even more terrifying." On the other side, the fourth envoy also walked over. He was ready to attack again. Lin Xian was in a very dangerous situation. Fighting 1 against 2, he would most likely be suppressed. After all, the 1,000-eyed stone golem was too terrifying. Previously, he had been able to hold his own against so many terrifying experts. Lin Xian would have to use some super trump cards. However, in this extreme Dao world, he was unable to use those ultimate trump cards. At this time, Little White flew out again and yawned. Then he flew into the slanted moon cave again. Obviously, he wanted to look for treasures again. At this time, the 1,000-eyed stone golem shouted coldly, "Damn monkey!" Previously, it was this monkey that caused the changes when he went in. He would not let him go in again. A gaze shot towards Little White. Little White's figure swayed and dodged. In the next moment, he was angry. "I'm angry." At this moment, his body actually rushed out and directly sent the 1,000-eyed stone golem flying. The 1,000-eyed stone golem was stunned. Where did a little monkey get such power from? However, in the next moment, they were dumbfounded because they found that there was a little monkey there. Little White's body changed at this moment. He became an indomitable divine ape. With a raise of his hand, he could shatter everything. Lin Xian was also shocked. He had seen the mighty miracle god of the heavenly court, but he found that the aura on Little White's body was even more terrifying than that mighty miracle god. What was going on? Could it be because he ate the Bodhi fruit? Lin Xian was surprised. He looked at Ling Yu, who was next to him. Ling Yu was also surprised. She said that she did not know, but young master's friend had an extraordinary bloodline. He was also rare beast in the monkey tribe, and it was very likely that he was one of the legendary ones. As for which one, they did not know. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. Little White's change should only be good and not bad. Moreover, he found that not only did Little White change, but Ling Shan, who was in the slanted moon cave, also changed. A mysterious rune suddenly appeared between her eyebrows. It was like a page of an ancient book that kept floating. At the same time, the rune's radiance had a mysterious connection with Little White. Could it be because of this rune that Little White underwent such a change? He was too shocked. The 1,000-eyed stone golem's eyes exploded with a cold light. He stared at the page of the ancient book. What did a page of the heavenly book really exist? This was a page of the heavenly book. The Hell Golem, the fourth emissary, and the others were also shocked. Lin Xian was also shocked. The people of the spirit monkey tribe were also stunned. They did not understand why such a change would happen. Attack. The fourth emissary roared angrily and attacked with all his strength. However, he was stopped by Lin Xian. On the other side, the 1,000-eyed stone golem laughed loudly. Thousands of eyes exploded with light. He must snatch a page of the heavenly book. Little White roared angrily. He waved his claws and slapped down like a god's claw. Even the 1,000-eyed stone golem was sent flying by this force. He was so angry that his blood was boiling. Despicable monkey, you dare to block my path? You have completely angered me. thousands of eyes exploded with an extremely terrifying light. All kinds of ultimate skills flew out, and the killing intent was shocking. However, the current little white had undergone a magical change. Under the power of a page of the heavenly book, he had turned into a divine ape. Every attack carried supreme, divine power. For a moment, the thousand-eyed stone golem roared crazily. He could not suppress the other party. Seeing that little white was not in danger, Lin Xian also heaved a sigh of relief. He turned his head to look at the fourth emissary. Now, it's time to end this with you. I have the same intention. The fourth emissary's eyes exploded with a cold killing intent. Between the two sides, only one person could continue. The other person would be eliminated. Kill. The fourth emissary roared angrily. The 32 immemorial beasts that were previously destroyed were revived by the indestructible power. Then the 32 demonic beasts fused into one demonic beast which rushed over. With supreme power, it charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt crackling sounds coming from his body. This also made him feel pressured, but he snorted coldly. He turned into a demon god and held the great destruction in his hand. He struck out with an attack. This attack was like a black dragon attacking, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. All kinds of power laws were perfectly fused together by him. Chapter 5377. This peerless attack pierced through 32 demonic beasts, shattering them into pieces. Then Lin Xian threw out another punch. It was the devil god fist. The demonic energy was vast and terrifying, and the fourth emissary kept retreating. The fourth emissary shouted angrily. He waved his fan, and another heaven and earth phenomenon flew out from it. It rushed towards Lin Xian and collided with Lin Xian's palm. A sonorous sound rang out. At this time, Lin Xian suddenly used Rinnegan and launched a soul attack. The fourth emissary's soul was injured. He screamed. In the next moment, he would punch out and he would be injured again. Damn it, he didn't expect that he couldn't beat Lin Xian. But he wouldn't give up. He rushed over again, and the two of them kept fighting. In the blink of an eye, thousands of moves had passed. The fourth emissary's face became extremely ugly. He bit his finger and drew a strange arc. Its speed was very slow, and it seemed very simple. His entire arm kept popping out. It was covered with cracks. It was obvious that he had used a power that exceeded his own. It was a simple move, but a terrifying power spread out. It seemed to have crossed the torrent of time. Feeling this power, everyone's face changed. Lin Xian's pupils also shrank. The other party still had such a method. He wouldn't allow the other party to use it. His figure flashed, and Lin Xian instantly appeared in front of the other party. Behind him, the phantom of the demon god appeared, holding the demon god seal in his hand and slapping forward. No, damn it, you can't do this to me. The fourth emissary roared crazily. He hadn't used his ultimate move yet. Lin Xian snorted coldly. You're too slow. As he said that, the phantom behind him cooperated with the demon god seal and directly blasted on the fan. The fan was sent flying. The fourth emissary spat out blood, and his body instantly turned into light. He was torn into a bloody mist. The protective jade pendant on his body exploded. He turned into a white light and was eliminated. No, how could this be? The people of the Hell Golem statue roared crazily. They really didn't expect that the fourth emissary they relied on would disappear. The spiritual monkey clan heaved a sigh of relief. They all smiled. Great. Lin Gongzi is indeed powerful. He actually defeated such a terrifying enemy. Outside, after the fourth emissary was eliminated, it caused another round of exclamations. When they learned that it was Lin Wudi again, everyone's expression was very interesting. Some people exclaimed in surprise, while others were horrified. The people of Mount Eternal were incomparably furious. Outside the extreme path world, there was an uproar, as people discussed animatedly. Lin Xian didn't know about all of this. This was because the current crisis had yet to be resolved. Although they had killed the fourth emissary, there was still the thousand-eyed stone man. The thousand-eyed golem was shocked as well. He had ambushed the fourth emissary before. However, the other party's regenerative ability surprised him as well. Now that someone with such terrifying recovery ability had been eliminated, how could he not be shocked? In addition, this little white monkey in front of him was really too strange. He shouted angrily, "Damn it!" Another eye appeared between his eyebrows. It was the 1001st eye. Buzz. The eye emitted a light of destruction like a heavenly blade, and instantly flew out. Little White roared angrily, and slapped out with its claws to block. However, this time its claws were shaken off, and its huge body kept retreating until it hit a mountain next to it. One could only imagine how shocking that gaze was. Even Lin Xian felt his hair stand on end. This 1001st eye was too extraordinary. At this time, the eye once again shot out a gaze. It charged towards the oblique moon cave. Its target was Ling Shan inside. Not good, Lin Xian exclaimed. He wanted to make a move, but it was still too late. This attack hit Ling Shan's body. However, what was shocking was that a page of an ancient book flew out from between Ling Shan's eyebrows. As it spun, it seemed to turn into a heavenly map. It blocked this gaze. Damn it. The thousand-eyed golem's expression changed, but at the same time his eyes turned red. It was definitely a treasure. He rushed over, wanting to snatch the page of the heavenly book. You don't have a chance. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He rushed over. The demon god seal formed a mountain, blocking the other party's path. Get out of my way. The thousand-eyed golem roared, and thousands of eyes exploded together. The demon god seal was sent flying. Little White charged over, but was sent flying by the 1001st eye. This time, Little White's body shrank and returned to its original size. He waved his claws anxiously. Lin Xian's brows were tightly knitted together. The thousand-eyed stone man was simply too powerful. It was already terrifying. And now that it had opened its 1001st eye, it was difficult to suppress the other party. His Emperor super ability was sent flying by the other party. The other party was getting closer and closer to the oblique moon cave. If he really let the other party get a page of the heavenly book, he was afraid that he would be in danger. Thinking of this, Lin Xian snorted and rushed over. Useless kid, the thousand-eyed golem sneered. Although you are strong, you are still not my opponent. After using his super trump card, the thousand-eyed golem became extremely confident. Lin Xian did not say a word. He snorted coldly. Suddenly, endless light rushed out from his body, forming a monstrous sword Dao world, turning into a sea of sword chi fire. In the next moment, Lin Xian opened the sword world and swallowed the other party. When the thousand-eyed golem felt the 9 yang divine fire and sword chi, he snorted coldly. I've said it before, you are not my opponent at all. But suddenly he felt the flames around him disappear. Instead, the sky and earth were spinning. In the next moment, he found that he had arrived in another world. The desolate aura and the mysterious pressure caused his expression to change. Where was this? Kid, where have you taken me? He roared crazily, because he felt that the pressure here was even more terrifying than the extreme Dao world. This is the place where you fell. Lin Xian also walked in and snorted coldly. Stupid kid, do you really think that by bringing me to such a mysterious space, you can compete with me? Then even if my strength is suppressed, it is not something you can imagine. At this point, the 1001st eye between his eyebrows erupted again, and a peerless light flew out. Lin Xian roared angrily and quickly dodged. With a clang, he was forced back. His arm was numb, and cracks appeared on it. Ha ha ha! Did you see that? You are not my opponent at all. Lin Xian snorted coldly and used the immortal indestructible attack to repair his broken arm. A sharp light burst out from his eyes. Is that so? Why don't you try my swordsmanship? He waved Hellfire and Dragon Sword, and a terrifying dragon roar sounded. This sword turned into a heaven-shaking divine sword. The sword slashed out unpredictably, and there was a terrifying dragon shadow circling between heaven and earth. The thousand-eyed golem was originally disdainful, but when he felt the power of this sword, his expression changed. With a boom, he was sent flying. The thousands of eyes on his body seemed to be shaking nonstop at this moment. Blood flowed out from the eyes. Chapter 53:78. The thousand-eyed stoneman roared crazily. He felt pain. At the same time, his face was filled with fear. Damn it, how was this possible? Why was the other party's sword chi so much more terrifying than before? It could actually hurt him. What kind of sword chi was this? Lin Xian laughed. He forgot to tell you, other than being the successor of the 9 sons, I am also the successor of the great dragon sword. So next, feel the power of the dragon sword. Lin Xian shouted coldly and attacked again. In the extreme path world, Lin Xian was also suppressed by the power of the extreme path. In the sword world, this suppression became very small. Therefore, his strength became even stronger than before, and at this moment, he attacked with all his strength. What? It was actually the great dragon sword. The thousand-eyed stoneman was also shocked. He naturally knew how terrifying the great dragon sword was. He roared angrily, "Go to hell!" He rushed over crazily, and thousands of eyes erupted with terrifying power. Terrifying lightning, terrifying flames, forests, mountains, and all kinds of divine abilities pounced over. However, all of this was split apart by Lin Xian. Lin Xian seemed to have turned into a peerless sword god, powerful to the extreme. His sword became the only thing between heaven and earth. Puff! Another sword slashed across the sky, carrying an extremely strong killing intent. This was the Azura sword technique. It directly sent the thousand-eyed stoneman flying backwards. One of the eyes on his body closed, and blood kept dripping. Damn it! The thousand-eyed stoneman roared and attacked again. However, the return to origin sword caused another eye to close. The 9 stars sword technique once again achieved its effect. Lin Xian swept through the world. After a few moves, many of the thousand-eyed stoneman's eyes were bleeding. He had no choice but to close them. Damn it! Eye of Destruction. He could only activate the 1,001st eye with all his might. The 1,001st eye between his eyebrows bloomed with a terrifying light. At this moment, the surrounding void emitted a thunderous sound. In the next moment, this gaze flew out. Lin Xian's pupils constricted. He naturally did not dare to be careless. Behind him, the demonic summoning scripture formed a demonic shadow that exploded with immense power. Lin Xian held the infernal sword in his hand and had the power to split the heavens. The demonic shadow behind him also raised its arm. It provided him with great power. This sword collided with the other party's eye of destruction, and an earth-shattering sound rang out. Tens of thousands of lightning bolts descended, and both sides were forced to retreat. Damn it, how is this possible? You actually blocked it. The Millennium Stoneman roared crazily. Not only that, he discovered that an even more terrifying dragon roar came from Lin Xian's body. At this moment, its eye of destruction was broken, and he was sent flying while vomiting blood. Damn it. He turned around and fled, wishing to tear apart the void. Lin Xian snorted coldly and didn't give chase. Seeing the thousand-eyed stone golem flee into the distance, he let out an even more terrified cry. No, damn it. How is this possible? Where was this? As if he had encountered the most terrifying thing, he flew back from the barren land. At this moment, his entire body was trembling. How could it be so terrifying? Damn brat. Where the hell is this place? He was too terrified. The hellfire dragon rushed over and sneered. It was actually a stoneman. A Holy Spirit race? However, if you want to run wild in this world, I'm afraid you're too naive. Damn it. The thousand-eyed stone golem gritted his teeth. Indeed, he originally thought that this world could only suppress his power. However, when he ran even further away, he felt a fatal danger. It was as if there was a mysterious power that could tear him to pieces. He retreated in fear, bewildered and uncertain. At this time, another hellfire dragon appeared, and actually saw through his origin with a single glance. He was indeed a stoneman, but the stonemen had an even more terrifying name in the myriad worlds, and that was the Holy Spirit race. However, this name was very ancient, and not many people knew about it now. However, this hellfire dragon knew, and it was obviously an old monster from countless years ago. Damn it, he couldn't wait any longer. He had to end this quickly. He charged towards Lin Xian again. At this moment, the thousands of eyes on his body all closed. However, the 1001st eye between his eyebrows suddenly opened and released an extremely terrifying light. Mysterious runes appeared around him, and an ancient voice sounded. A terrifying and mysterious power appeared. Lin Xian's expression changed. Did the thousand-eyed stone golem have an even more powerful trump card? What kind of power was this? It was extremely ancient. Brat, to be able to make me use this move, you can die in peace. The thousand-eyed stone golem roared, and the 1001st eye exploded along with the mysterious power. A bright light instantly pierced through the void, and at this moment, the world lost its light. Even the thousand-eyed stone golem's body swayed, and after this light, the 1001st eye closed. The 1001st eye instantly closed. One could imagine how terrifying this power was. The hellfire dragon also exclaimed, "Holy Spirit annihilation! This guy has actually cultivated it to such a level. Brat, you have to be careful. This is an extremely terrifying power between heaven and earth." Boom, boom. In the next moment, the place where Lin Xian was completely hit, and in an instant, countless rays of light engulfed the place completely. The terrifying aura was enough to tear any Saint Venerable into pieces. The thousand-eyed stone golem laughed loudly. What's the use of reminding him? He can't dodge at all. This is the strongest eye. This brat is dead. His Rinnegan and Dragon Sword inheritance are all mine. The thousand-eyed stone golem was very happy. Although it had an extraordinary origin, it was also very jealous of the Rinnegan and Dragon Sword. If it could get it, who would be its opponent in the future? However, at this moment, a voice came from the front. "Your power is indeed terrifying, but it's not possible for you to kill me." "What? You're still alive?" "Impossible." The thousand-eyed stone golem's pupils shrank. It was really crazy. The other party definitely couldn't block that attack. Illusion. This must be an illusion. However, it realized that a black vortex suddenly appeared in the terrifying energy in front of it, and then it kept spinning. Everything was swallowed up by it. In the vortex, a figure walked out. It was Lin Xian. In Lin Xian's hand was a black jar that was floating up and down. There was a mysterious face on it that made one's scalp tingle. The black vortex, the terrifying jar, the thousand-eyed stone golem was also stunned. In the next moment, it let out a mournful roar. "Heaven-swallowing jar. Extreme weapon. You actually have an extreme weapon?" It was as if it had seen the most unbelievable thing. It turned around and fled. However, it was useless. The terrifying power in the distance made it not dare to escape. It could only continuously bombard the void above it, trying to shatter this world, shattering the void to escape. However, how could it be opened by the sword world? After a series of attacks, the thousand-eyed stone golem went crazy, and the entire sky was terrifyingly quiet. All its attacks were futile, as if it felt despair. The thousand-eyed stone golem turned its head, and its thousand eyes erupted with fear. How did you bring an extreme weapon in the extreme Tao world? Chapter 5379. The extreme Tao world was formed by the condensation of several weapons. Moreover, there were several extreme Tao weapons. They would definitely not allow other extreme Tao weapons to enter. For example, the Great Emperor clan, Gu clan, Qilin clan, and Kuanpeng clan were unable to bring extreme weapons in. Moreover, no one had ever succeeded in bringing them in. Therefore, at this moment, the thousand-eyed stone man was so shocked when he saw that Lin Xian could use an extreme weapon. How did he bring it in? Lin Xian sneered. Stupid. In the extreme path world, I naturally can't use extreme weapons, but now you are in a world. It's not the extreme path world. This is my world. In this world, I am the king. Naturally, I can use extreme weapons. What? Your world? The thousand-eyed stone man was completely stunned. The other party actually had such a strange world. It was too unbelievable. Moreover, this world could be carried around. More importantly, it could resist the influence of the extreme path world. What kind of world was this? Thinking of this, his face became incomparably ugly. He said, "Young hero, stop. I think there's some misunderstanding between us. I'm not targeting you. I just want to get the treasure. Now, I don't want the treasure anymore. Let me go. How about it? We can actually be friends." He was actually begging for mercy now. If others saw the scene here, they would definitely be stunned. The thousand-eyed stone man was so terrifying. Previously, he could deal with the siege of countless experts calmly. Now, he was actually begging for mercy in front of Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered. "Oh, you want to beg for mercy? Why didn't you beg for mercy before? If I didn't take out these trump cards, I would have been killed by you. Do you think begging is useful?" Lin Xian held the heaven-devouring jar and walked forward. An extremely cold killing intent appeared on his body. The thousand-eyed stone man gritted his teeth. Damn it, he was no match for him at all. He couldn't tear this world apart. He was no match for the heaven-devouring jar. Therefore, he could only lower his head and beg for mercy. Impossible, because you know my secret. I won't let you go out alive. Lin Xian shook his head. I swear on my heart of the great Tao, I will never tell your secret. The thousand-eyed stone golem said quickly. However, it was useless. He saw that Lin Xian had already raised the heaven-swallowing jar. An extremely terrifying aura of the extreme path emanated from it. If the sky-devouring crown were to unleash its full power, he would not be able to withstand it. No, the vortex that dared to be devoured had already charged out and was roaring madly. You can't kill me. If you kill me, you won't be able to obtain the most important treasure of the slanting moon cave. Hearing this, the black vortex stopped. Lin Xian frowned and asked, What do you mean? The thousand-eyed golem smiled. He knew that his words had attracted the other party's attention. If you don't kill me, I'll tell you a secret. I don't need to know. The one-page heavenly book in the slanting moon cave is enough. I can leave once I get it. As for your secret, you can take it to hell. Lin Xian snorted coldly and continued to activate the heaven-swallowing jar. The thousand-eyed golem roared madly. Damn it, he did not expect the other party to be so decisive and not give him any chance. He roared, I'll tell you a secret. Don't attack first. Lin Xian stopped and snorted. That depends on whether your secret is important or not. If it's useless to me, I'll kill you without mercy. The thousand-eyed golem could only say that it was extremely important, and that treasure might be even more important than the one-page heavenly book. If you don't believe me, you can go and try it after hearing it. If there's no treasure, it won't be too late for you to come back and kill me. All right, tell me then. Lin Xian nodded. He wanted to see what the other party had to say. The thousand-eyed golem said, I've entered the slanting moon cave once. I discovered that other than the one-page heavenly book, there was something else. The aura emitted from it was even more mysterious than the one-page heavenly book. What was it exactly? Lin Xian asked. The thousand-eyed golem shook his head. I don't know. Lin Xian laughed. If there was such a good thing, why didn't you take it away when you went in? The thousand-eyed golem gritted his teeth and said, I don't have that ability. Otherwise, I would have taken it away long ago. If you didn't have an extreme Dao weapon, I wouldn't have told you the secret. Only you can take it away. Lin Xian's eyes flickered when he heard that. He said, You better not lie to me, or else I will make you suffer a fate worse than death. The thousand-eyed golem said, You can suppress me first, then go and snatch the treasure. If you succeed, you can let me go. If you don't succeed, you can settle the score with me. Lin Xian snorted after hearing that, and immediately released a terrifying, devouring vortex to suppress it. In the next moment, he walked out of the sword world. After he left, inside the black vortex in the sword world, the thousand-eyed golem laughed. He was extremely pleased with himself. Foolish human, that thing is not something you can obtain. I'll lure you there and use that power to kill you. At that time, when you die, this mysterious world and the extreme weapons will become ownerless. I can get it. He was too happy. After Lin Xian walked out, he realized that the battle was still going on. He killed a few of the Hell Devil statues, and the others fled in fear. Heavens, the other party actually came out alive. This was too unbelievable. Could it be that the thousand-eyed golem was killed? Damn it. How could it be like this? The leader of the Hell Golem was terrified. It was too terrifying. How terrifying was the thousand-eyed golem, but it was still unable to do anything to this human. Run. Run quickly. They turned into lightning and quickly fled. The people of the spirit monkey race were overjoyed. Great, Lin Gongzi, you came out. They were incomparably happy. When the two of them disappeared together, they started to worry. Could Lin Xian really beat the thousand-eyed golem? In their eyes, it was impossible. But now, Lin Xian had walked out safely. How could they not be happy? Don't worry, I've already taken care of that guy. You're safe, Lin Xian said. That's great. Ling Yu and the rest all laughed. But at this moment, the oblique moon cave emitted a ray of light. Little White flew over and realized that he couldn't help the other party. He was so anxious that he jumped up and down. Ling Yu and the rest even soared into the air. Sister, how are you? They were extremely nervous. At this moment, Ling Xian's eyes were somewhat empty. Only the rune between her eyebrows was flickering with an extremely terrifying light. Lin Gongzi, can you save my sister? Ling Shan and the others were frantic. Those spirit monkeys also said one after another, asking Lin Gongzi to make a move. Lin Xian said, Don't worry, let me take a look. He used Rinnegan to investigate. Suddenly, the mysterious rune between Ling Shan's eyebrows bloomed with a terrifying light, as if it could destroy everything. Lin Xian closed his left eye and only used his right eye, Rinnegan. He used the power of reincarnation to the extreme. Only by spinning continuously did he manage to resist the light. He investigated and found that in the endless light, there was an extremely mysterious rune. Chapter 5380. There was only one mysterious rune, but it kept pulsing. It was this power that suppressed Ling Shan's soul, causing her eyes to become empty. She even fell into a deep sleep often. Lin Xian said, How long has Sean been like this? My sister was playful when she was young. She once sneaked into the oblique moon cave. When she came out again, she would often fall into a deep sleep. Sometimes her eyes would be empty as if she had lost her soul. Lin Xian took a deep breath. He felt that it was similar to what she had guessed. He said, "Don't worry. This rune should be an ancient rune from the Heavenly Book." Ling Shan should have seen a page of the Heavenly Book in the oblique moon cave when she was young, and even obtained a rune from it. However, the power of this rune was too great. Ling Shan couldn't resist it at all. She couldn't accept it. So her soul was suppressed and often fell into a deep sleep. What should they do? Ling Yue and the others were anxious. Although this rune was mysterious, it was very likely to take Ling Shan's life. Lin Xian said, "If this rune was separated from Ling Shan, it should be fine." As he said that, his rinnegan bloomed and formed a hand of the heavenly Tao, grabbing at the rune. He wanted to grab the rune. However, the heavenly Tao rune had a terrifying light. Ling Shan also shook her head in pain. "Sister, how are you?" Ling Yue was anxious. Lin Xian also retracted his hand. He said no. This rune had probably merged with Ling Shan and couldn't be separated. Little White also jumped over and said, "Can't you save her?" "Lin Gongzi, please save her." They now knew that Lin Xian was extremely powerful. He could even defeat the thousand-eyed stone man. Maybe he had a way to save Ling Shan. Lin Xian said, "I have an idea. Maybe only by finding the real page of the Heavenly Book can we save Ling Shan. How about this? I'll bring her in to look for it." "Let's go in too," the surrounding spirit monkeys said. Ling Yue shook her head. "No, we have ancestral teachings. We can't enter the oblique moon cave. Lin Gongzi, you go in. Bring Shan in and see if there's a way." We waited outside. Lin Xian waved his hand and led Little White and Ling Shan into the slanting moon cave. The spirit monkeys outside were anxious. "Do you think Lin Gongzi can succeed?" "We can only believe in him and wait here." The entrance to the oblique moon cave was very small. However, the deeper they went, the wider it became. It was as if they had entered another world. After walking for an unknown period of time, the surroundings seemed to be shrouded in darkness. Only the sound of Lin Xian's footsteps could be heard. Just like that, he continued walking. Finally, light appeared in front of him, and he could even hear the sound of a waterfall. A waterfall appeared in front of him. It was like the Milky Way, falling from the 9 heavens. He had no idea where it came from. Lin Xian led Little White and Ling Shan through the waterfall and discovered that there was another world on the other side of the waterfall. There was an ancient tree there. It was extremely ancient and had experienced countless years, causing Lin Xian to think of the ancient trees in the Sword World. However, the ancient trees in the Sword World had already withered, while the ancient trees in front of them were still growing. Especially when Lin Xian saw the fruits on the ancient tree, his pupils constricted. Bodhi ancient tree. It was actually a Bodhi tree. With a so sound, Little White flew over and used its little claws to grab the Bodhi fruit. Because this thing was extremely precious, it was a top-notch treasure of heaven and earth. However, in the next moment, it was bounced back. The Bodhi tree's body carried an incomparably mysterious power of law, blocking everything. Little White was extremely vexed at being sent flying, and kept waving its little claws. He snorted angrily. Lin Xian said, "Don't act rashly." He looked around carefully and discovered the Bodhi tree. There was a stone platform below, and a figure was sitting cross-legged on top of it. With his back facing them, he faced the Bodhi tree. The moment that figure appeared, Lin Xian's pupils constricted. Even Little White squeaked, as if he was facing a great enemy. This figure was actually very similar to the thousand-eyed stone man. It was actually a stone man. However, the only difference was that the other party did not have 1,000 eyes on his body, and he also had a stone tail behind him. Is this a monkey? Seeing this scene, Lin Xian immediately thought of Little White. There was also the spirit monkey of the Monkey Mountain, because it was too similar. Little White also had a face full of doubt, and with a squeak, it jumped over. He directly jumped onto the stone man's body, then turned his head to look carefully. In the next moment, he exclaimed, "Are you really a monkey?" Lin Xian was shocked. This was actually a stone monkey. He was truly too shocked. He also walked forward and discovered that, at that time, he was sitting cross-legged with his hands forming seals. One hand pointed to the sky, the other to the ground. It seemed to be cultivating, but there was no longer any life force on its body. However, there was an incomparable divine power in its body. The moment Lin Xian approached, he felt as if he was facing a great enemy, as if this was a sleeping primordial beast. He felt as if he was facing an extreme weapon that was in a deep slumber. Lin Xian's face changed, and he hurriedly grabbed Little White, saying, "Don't be rude. Senior, we accidentally came here and disturbed you. Please forgive us." Lin Xian bowed respectfully. Slanted Moon Cave. And it was a stone monkey. This was most likely the ancestor of the spirit monkeys. More importantly, this was the extreme Tao world, and it might be a supreme figure. It might be related to a certain extreme weapon in the extreme Tao world. Seeing Lin Xian being so respectful, Little White was also shocked. She blinked her black gem-like eyes and looked carefully. Then she asked, "Why is he doing such a strange action?" As she spoke, Little White also raised her little paws, one pointing to the sky, the other to the ground. He was very curious, and he felt that it was very fun. However, at this moment, there was a sudden clap of thunder, and Little White was directly sent flying. What happened? Lin Xian was worried, and he hurriedly went to Little White's side and poured the holy spring of life into her. Little White squeaked and kept scratching her head. "Who hit me?" Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. He carefully checked and found that Little White was not injured. However, the sudden appearance of the power shocked him. He warned, "Don't do this again." Little White was confused. What does this mean? Why can he do it, but I can't?" Lin Xian looked at the stone again, and he took a deep breath. He felt a shocking power from the stone monkey. It was obvious that this was an earth-shattering and incredible figure back then. He thought of a possibility when the stone monkey did this action. This action meant that he was the only one in the world. You haven't reached this realm, so you can't do this action. At the same time, Lin Xian was even more shocked. He was afraid that he had underestimated the stone monkey's background. Little White nodded, not fully understanding. At this moment, a terrifying aura suddenly spread out from the stone monkey, sweeping in all directions. Chapter 5381. Sensing this aura, Lin Xian's expression completely changed, because this aura was too terrifying. "Hurry up and leave." He brought Little White and Ling Shan and quickly retreated. In the next moment, the place where he was at collapsed and turned into countless cracks. Not only that, this force was crazily sweeping in all directions. There was no way to resist it. Fortunately, Lin Xian had two peerless movement techniques. One was Shadowless Heaven's Net, coupled with the demon god's wings. His speed was extremely fast. Only then did he dodge. However, his expression also became extremely ugly. Damn it, this place actually had such a dangerous power. The thousand-eyed stone man had never told him before. It was obvious that the other party had deliberately concealed this news in order to catch him off guard and kill him. Lin Xian's expression was cold. He opened the sword world and grabbed the thousand-eyed stone man. The black vortex slowly disappeared. The thousand-eyed stone man laughed out loud. "Ha ha! That brat should have fallen by now, right?" He was extremely proud. However, in the next moment when he saw Lin Xian behind him, his expression changed. Damn brat, you're not dead? Lin Xian's expression was cold. As expected, you were the one who plotted against me. As he spoke, he punched out and forced the thousand-eyed stone man back. The thousand-eyed stone man was sent flying. Its blood and chi churned. It roared crazily. Brat, after leaving that world, do you think you can still suppress me? He wanted to escape, but in the next moment he saw a stone platform near him. On the stone platform sat a stone monkey with one hand pointing to the sky and the other pointing to the ground. His expression instantly turned ugly. Damn it. It was actually this place. He turned around and fled. However, at that moment, an extremely terrifying power came from inside and enveloped him. With a crack appeared on his body. He was sent flying and spat out large mouthfuls of blood. So terrifying. Lin Xian was also surprised. He had fought with the thousand-eyed stone man before, so he naturally knew how terrifying it was. Not to mention the other party's thousand eyes that possessed countless divine abilities. Just the stone man's physique alone was extremely strong, not weaker than his 9 yang divine body. But now his defenses had been torn apart so easily. It was simply too shocking. The thousand-eyed golem fled frantically, not daring to resist at all. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He took out the Hellfire Dragon Sword and the Spear of Great Destruction. These 2 sacred artifacts blocked the enemy. You want to leave? Get the hell back in there. After a great battle, he forced the thousand-eyed stone golem back. The thousand-eyed stone golem was attacked again. This time, there were even more cracks on its body. Blood was dripping from many of his eyes. He was severely injured. He was completely terrified. He had been to this place before because he had discovered the secret of 1 page of the heavenly book. Therefore, he wanted to take it away. But the last time he came, he saw this stone monkey. He was injured in an instant, although he was also a stone man, and so was the other party. The difference in strength between them was too great. He turned around and fled, not daring to stay any longer. From then on, he didn't dare to come to this place so easily. She didn't expect him to come again today. Furthermore, he had been beaten to this place. Damn it, he was crazy. He wanted to use his 1001st eye, the Holy Spirit Eye of Destruction. The 1001st eye shone again, and Lin Xian also used the Rinnegan at this time, pushing it to the extreme. It turned into a ray of reincarnation light. He took the lead and directly hit the 1001st eye. The Holy Spirit also screamed and retreated. Damn it. He felt that his eye was injured. Damn it. The Rinnegan. At this time, the stone monkey's 3rd attack came from below, filling his body with cracks. No, the thousand-eyed stone golem was completely terrified. He realized that he couldn't escape at all. Was he going to die here? I can't accept this. His body was being torn apart by the supreme power below. Even if I die, I will drag you down to hell with me. The thousand-eyed stone golem was completely crazy. All 1001st eyes were burning. The last of its strength attacked Lin Xian. A powerful Holy Spirit, attacking with all its might, made Lin Xian feel like he was facing a great enemy. He dodged with all his might, but he was still hit. Cracks also appeared on his body. His entire body was hit and fell from the sky. Yeah, not good. Little White anxiously rushed to save him. He waved a small paw and quickly rushed over. He wanted to save Lin Xian. At this time, the stone monkey's 4th attack came. Little White's pupils shrank. Oh no! Lin Xian's expression also changed. The little guy quickly ran, but it was already too late. That power enveloped them. Lin Xian felt as if he had been struck by lightning. He couldn't use any power. This stone monkey's origin was extraordinary. It was too terrifying. At this moment of crisis, the rune between Ling Xian's eyebrows suddenly bloomed with light, enveloping Lin Xian and the others. The supreme power disappeared in an instant. In the next moment, the world fell silent. They were saved. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Little White also looked at the big eyes, very puzzled. At this time, on the stone platform below the stone monkey, countless runes flickered. Lin Xian turned his head and looked. In the next moment, he was dumbfounded because he found that the stone platform suddenly became bright. There were mysterious runes flickering on it. These runes were very familiar. They were very similar to the runes between Ling Xian's eyebrows. Could it be that this was a page of the heavenly book? It was actually here with the stone monkey. Lin Xian was too shocked. Let's go. He brought Ling Xian to the bottom left. With the rune between Ling Xian's eyebrows, the stone monkey no longer attacked. The page of the heavenly book bloomed with light. Lin Xian used his rinnegan to explore with all his strength. He wanted to imprint all of these runes in his mind. This process was very slow because these runes were too mysterious. Heavenly Dao runes. Each one was incomparably complicated. Even if Lin Xian had an extremely strong eye technique, the progress was very slow. But fortunately, this page of the heavenly book only had a few dozen runes. If there were hundreds, Lin Xian felt that his soul would collapse. But even so, he was afraid that it would take a long time. Lin Xian began to memorize these heavenly Dao runes here with all his might. At the same time, the spirit monkey and the others were also waiting outside the oblique moon cave. But in the blink of an eye, 10 days had passed. There was nothing in the cave. No one came out. Those spirit monkeys were anxious. Did something happen to Lin Gongzi? What about Ling Shan? Ling Yu also clenched her small hands. She was also very anxious, but she said that there was no way. They could only wait and believe in Lin Gongzi. His strength was definitely enough. In the blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. It was almost a month. Everyone was about to despair. But the only thing that was worth rejoicing was that Ling Shan's soul jade tablet was not broken. This let everyone know that Ling Shan had not fallen. If not for this, everyone would have rushed in like crazy. But they were also puzzled. After such a long time, what were these people doing inside? Chapter 5382, Oblique Moon Cave. Under the Bodhi tree, Lin Xian was using his rinnegan with all his might. In front of him, there was a page of the heavenly book that was constantly spinning. Whitey was staring at the Bodhi fruit on the Bodhi tree. Every time, he would start to attack. He really did get 2 of them. At this moment, he was still attacking. Ling Shan was at the side and fell into a deep sleep again. The rune between her eyebrows was still flickering. Another month had passed. On this day, Lin Xian closed his eyes. His face was incomparably pale. He hurriedly took out all kinds of medicinal pills and heavenly treasures and swallowed them to recover his soul power. His eyes were really in too much pain. There was no helping it. The heavenly Dao runes in the page of the heavenly book were really magical. Fortunately, he remembered all of them. There were a total of 49 runes. What was recorded on the scroll was a divine ability called the Heavens Battle Diagram. It was extremely terrifying. Lin Xian was still unable to use it. However, after he cultivated it, he should be able to use it. Moreover, he had also found a way to help Ling Shan. Lin Xian waved his finger and struck out a law that surrounded Ling Shan's body. Ling Shan flew forward. The rune between her eyebrows suddenly merged with the page of the heavenly book in front of her. In the next moment, a mysterious power appeared. Lin Xian also took a few steps back and watched quietly. The rune returned to its position. The heavenly Dao rune between Ling Shan's eyebrows slowly disappeared. However, the missing rune of the page of the heavenly book lit up again. In the next moment, the page of the heavenly book entered the stone tablet and disappeared. Thank you, Senior. Lin Xian bowed deeply to the stone platform and the stone monkey on it. At this moment, the stone monkey's mouth suddenly raised into a smile. He didn't know if it was an illusion or Lin Xian's misconception. Lin Xian was stunned. In the next moment, he felt that the stone monkey's hands could split the world. A cloud of mist spread over and enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt the world spinning. He cursed inwardly. What kind of formation mechanism was this? If the stone monkey really attacked him now, he really wouldn't be able to defend himself. Fortunately, he didn't feel any danger. Only the clouds slowly disappeared. When Lin Xian saw his surroundings again, he was stunned. This was because he realized that this place seemed to be a large hall. Furthermore, it was an extremely terrifying palace. This was because the hall was filled with drawings of the dragon clan. Tyrannosaurus rex, wyvern sea dragons, all kinds of dragons were vivid and lifelike. Not only were there diagrams, but there were also dragon corpses. 10,000 dragons were crawling here. The dragons circled around each other. Each of them was incomparably terrifying. The aura on them was abnormally cold. The corpses of these dragons were made into a small mountain, and on the top of the mountain lay a figure. It was a man wearing an ancient Taoist robe. His eyes were closed, and there was no aura coming from him. Lin Xian was astonished when he sensed this scene. There was actually someone else. Other than the stone monkey, there was actually someone else in the oblique moon cave. However, when he sensed it carefully, he gasped in shock. There was no life force, no soul. Was he dead? Lin Xian was surprised. Who was this man? Whether it was the stone monkey or this man, they were very similar to the quasi-emperor corpses he had seen in the Yuhua immortal dynasty. There was an extremely terrifying aura on them. In fact, they were even more terrifying than the quasi-emperor corpses. But he didn't know whether they had reached the great emperor realm or not, because that realm was too terrifying. He couldn't judge. But in short, they were definitely powerhouses who had surpassed the saint realm. Lin Xian didn't dare to investigate carefully. After all, such a person had long surpassed everything. No one else was allowed to investigate. Even if Lin Xian had the Rinnegan, he didn't dare to. It was just that he was curious. There were so many corpses of the Dragon Clan powerhouses here, and some of them were even crawling under the other party's feet. Could it be that this man was a powerhouse of the Dragon Clan? Could it be the Dragon Emperor? Lin Xian's eyelids twitched wildly. He had killed the Dragon Prince. If it was the Dragon Emperor, he would have revived and fought him to the death. Thinking of this, Lin Xian felt a little guilty. He cupped his hands and said, "Sorry to disturb you." Then he turned around and wanted to leave. However, at this moment, a loud dragon roar came from his body, and the great dragon's sword soul instantly flew out. Lin Xian was too shocked. What was going on? He didn't summon the great dragon sword soul. Moreover, this slanting moon cave belonged to the extreme path world. How did the great dragon sword soul come out? It was too incredible. Before he could react, the great dragon sword soul swung its tail and flew directly toward the man on the dragon mountain in front of him. Lin Xian's eyes almost popped out. What was the meaning of this? Could it be that the Dragon Emperor really wanted to snatch his great dragon sword soul? Lin Xian was on guard. If that was the case, he had to fight even if he had to. He walked forward. As soon as he took a step, Lin Xian felt an earth-shattering force in front of him. Cracking sounds could be heard from his body. It was too terrifying. What a terrifying dragon Dao aura. Although the giant dragons in this hall were corpses, they were probably extremely powerful when they were alive. It was a power that countless people looked up to. After death, it was still not destroyed. Lin Xian felt that it was difficult to take a step forward. At this moment, the great dragon sword soul in front of him turned into a dragon shadow and circled around the white-robed man. There was a trace of sadness in his low roar. Lin Xian was stunned. He stopped, not knowing why the great dragon sword soul was like this. However, he also felt a trace of sadness. He didn't walk forward anymore. Instead, he waited quietly. The great dragon sword soul in front of him turned into a dragon shadow and stayed on the white-robed man for a while. Suddenly, it raised its head and waved its dragon claws. It grabbed the black jade ring on the white-robed man's right thumb. Then, the dragon swung its tail and flew back into Lin Xian's body. A black jade ring appeared in Lin Xian's hand. This ring was incomparably deep and emitted a mysterious aura. Lin Xian was stunned. What was the meaning of this? The great dragon sword soul went forward just to take back this ring? What kind of ring was this? Lin Xian probed and found that he couldn't see through it. It was too mysterious. Everything was strange. Lin Xian felt that it wasn't good to stay here for long. He had a feeling that there was a terrifying and destructive power under this calmness, which frightened him. So he decided to leave. His body swayed, and he flew into the distance. The surrounding fog condensed again and shrouded him. Soon, Lin Xian disappeared from the hall. The entire hall fell silent again. Not long after, a terrifying power appeared in the surroundings. The entire hall shook violently, and countless large cracks appeared in the surrounding void. In particular, an abyss appeared under the ground. Then, a claw appeared. It was a dragon claw. The purple dragon claw was covered with scales and was incomparably sharp. On the claw, there was an extremely terrifying aura. It even had the power of the extreme path. As soon as it appeared, it shattered heaven and earth. Then, it charged towards the white-robed man on the Dragon Mountain. Chapter 5383. The sudden appearance of the claw was too terrifying. It was enough to destroy everything. At this moment, the white-robed man on the Dragon Mountain, there was still no movement. However, the countless dragons below him let out a deep roar. Suddenly, a monstrous aura swept in all directions, forming a peerless array. The array was formed by 99 million dragons. The moment it was formed, it charged towards the giant claw below the ground. The giant claw below the ground was sealed. Her figure slowly disappeared, as if she had never appeared. Everything returned to peace. All the silhouettes disappeared, and the entire hall became quiet again. At this moment, the white-robed man on the Dragon Mountain moved his finger gently. At the same time, a voice sounded between heaven and earth. "Is he here?" The voice was very ethereal. It disappeared in an instant. It was as if it was an illusion. Lin Xian didn't know that such a mysterious and terrifying thing had happened after he left. At this moment, he was riding a cloud and leaving the mysterious palace. When he appeared again, he found himself next to the Bodhi tree. The stone monkey was still sitting there, one hand pointing to the sky and the other to the ground. It was still emitting a terrifying message. However, because Lin Xian had already read a page of the heavenly book, it was no threat to him. Taking a deep breath, Lin Xian didn't leave. He sat cross-legged under the Bodhi tree. There was no Bodhi tree, nor was there a mirror. Comprehending here made Lin Xian's heart as clear as a mirror. He decided to comprehend the heavens battle map here. Beside him, Ling Shan fell into a deep sleep. At this moment, she had recovered from her illness and wouldn't suddenly faint again. It was rare for Little White to be quiet. He came in front of the stone monkey and lay there, staring ahead with his black gem-like eyes. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. Lin Xian's body seemed to be petrified. He didn't move at all during these 3 months. He wasn't the only one. Little White was the same. On this day, Lin Xian opened his eyes. The dust on his body made cracking sounds. Everything dissipated, and he returned to his clear state. Lin Xian stood up. So this was the Heavens battle map. It was indeed magical. During these 3 months under Bodhi, his cultivation had progressed by leaps and bounds. Calculating the time, it was time to leave. This was because he still had the most important thing to do, and that was to head to the extreme Dao Valley for the final battle. Lin Xian stood up and bowed to the stone monkey again. "Let's go," he said, waving his hand. Whitey also waved its little paw at the stone monkey in front of it, then left reluctantly. At this moment, the surrounding clouds once again filled the air and formed a cloud under Whitey's feet. These auspicious clouds were like cotton candy, making little White very happy. She jumped up and down, her big eyes squinting into crescents. Lin Xian was also astonished. This mist was definitely extraordinary. "Little fellow, hurry up and thank Senior." Little White waved its little paws. "Yeah, thank you." Then with a wave of his claws, the cotton cloud under his feet instantly turned into a stream of light and disappeared. Lin Xian's pupils shrank as he finished reading. It was so fast that it could definitely catch up with his demon god wings. The demon god wings was a great emperor's ability. This cotton cloud was indeed extraordinary. Lin Xian also brought Ling Shan and flew out. Outside the slanted moon cave, the spirit monkey race was still waiting patiently. A few months had passed, and there was no news of Lin Xian and the rest, making them extremely anxious. However, on this day, a stream of light rushed out from inside. Then, it turned into a cotton cloud and rushed into the sky with the little monkey. "Someone came out, someone came out," those spirit monkeys also exclaimed. Not long after, they saw a second figure appear. It was Lin Xian. "Lin Gongzi, you're out." Those spirit monkeys rushed over. "Ling, you even came over personally." "Lin Gongzi, are you all right?" "That's great." "Oh, right. How's my sister?" Lin Xian put down Ling Shan on his back and patted her gently. "Still sleeping? Wake up." Ling Shan opened her big eyes and blinked. "Where was this?" Lin Xian said. He was fine and would not faint again in the future. He did not say the details, but those spirit monkeys were extremely happy. "Thank you, Lin Gongzi." Ling Yu and the rest quickly bowed, but Lin Xian waved his hand to stop them. Then he took out 3 Bodhi fruits and said, "This is for you, Bodhi fruits." Those spirit monkeys were shocked. Ling Yu also said, "This is too precious." Lin Xian said, "This belongs to your slanted moon cave. It belongs to you. Also, I have to thank you properly this time. All right, I won't stand on ceremony." Ling Yu took it. Lin Xian was right. He had gained a lot from this trip to the slanted moon cave. First, he got a few Bodhi fruits. Then he got a page of the Heavenly Book's Heavenly Battle Map. He even saw the mysterious stone monkey and the white-robed man who was surrounded by a giant dragon. More importantly, he got a mysterious ring from the white-robed man. Although he did not know what the ring was used for, it was definitely extraordinary. This caused Lin Xian to be astonished. Who exactly left behind this oblique moon cave? Could it be related to the stone monkey? As for the white-robed man, who was he? Lin Xian felt that all of this was a mystery. After staying in the Monkey Mountain for another 2 days, Lin Xian left. Ling Shan and the rest were reluctant to leave, but they knew that a top genius like Lin Xian would not stay in one place. Moving forward was his goal. Lin Xian left the Monkey Mountain and flew all the way. He was going to rush to the extreme Dao Valley with all his might. Extreme Dao Valley, the center of the extreme Dao world. At this moment, countless people were rushing over from all directions. These days, each of them had a fortuitous encounter. After all, the extreme Dao world was very mysterious, and there were opportunities everywhere. It depended on whether you were strong or not, and whether you had the luck. At this moment, there were already people outside the extreme Dao Valley. These people all stopped outside. There were several heavenly steels around, connecting heaven and earth. On the heavenly steels, ancient names were engraved one after another. These were the rankings of the Dragon Transformation Station. Those who made it on the rankings were the most dazzling existences in the entire universe. At this moment, everyone raised their heads to look at these rankings. They were incomparably shocked. They wondered who would be able to make it on the rankings this time, to be engraved on the heavenly steels and be passed down for thousands of years. This was definitely the most supreme glory. Buzz, between heaven and earth, rays of light appeared one after another. Terrifying flames swept across the 9 heavens. The fire Qilin had arrived, bringing with it tens of thousands of flames. On the other side, lightning filled the sky, transforming into a thunder god-like figure, the double-crowned King Thunder King. There were also black flags that filled the sky, sealing heaven and earth. A man in a black robe, the double-crowned King Heiqi. There were also people with indestructible auras, the indestructible Three's emissary, the 3rd emissary, the 2nd emissary, and the 5th emissary. Even the 1st emissary had arrived. The 1st emissary was incomparably powerful. He had arrived early. At this moment, he was standing in front of a heavenly steel with his hands behind his back. No one dared to approach him, because the aura on his body was incomparably terrifying, causing everyone to be terrified. Chapter 53-84. The strength of the 1st emissary was terrifying, but there were still people who dared to fight against him. On the other side, a hazy figure appeared. This person's body was intertwined with the great Tao, as if he was the only one in the world. He had the innate Tao body. Apart from him, there was another person. Although he was wearing plain clothes, no one dared to underestimate him. Many people even looked at him with fear in their eyes because he was a light-shaking realm cultivator. During this period of time, Yao Guang had swallowed many experts, causing everyone to feel afraid. Apart from the light-shaking realm cultivators, the other experts and geniuses had also arrived. However, the number of people was much lower than before. There were only about 100 of them. The others were either eliminated or killed. In short, they couldn't come here. Among them, Yan Ruyu, Murong Qingcheng, and the Crimson Dragon had also arrived. They looked at each other and sighed in relief. Fortunately, they could participate in the final battle. Why hadn't Elder Brother Xian come yet? Murong Qingcheng frowned slightly. The Crimson Dragon said, "This kid should be fine." When the people from Eternal Mountain saw this, they sneered. "I think he might have encountered some accident and can't come." The others' eyes also flickered. Yes, they hadn't seen Lin Wudi yet. Many people were looking forward to it. It was better if Lin Wudi didn't appear, because the other party was indeed too terrifying. Without such a peerless expert, they would be able to reduce some of the pressure. However, they were destined to be disappointed because the next day, Lin Xian arrived. A black bolt of lightning streaked across the sky. Lin Xian arrived. His expression was incomparably calm as he arrived at the surroundings of the extreme Dao Valley. He looked at those people and was surprised. These people's auras were much stronger than before. Obviously, these people had fortuitous encounters. However, the number of people was much lower than before. Among them, he saw many familiar figures. It was time for some grudges to be settled. A hint of coldness appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. Elder Brother Xian, Murong Qingcheng, and the others waved. Lin Xian landed. "How was it?" he asked. Murong Qingcheng and the others said that they had all improved recently. "Brother Xian, your aura has also become stronger." Lin Xian nodded. He had indeed had a fortuitous encounter. At this time, Murong Qingcheng said, "Brother Xian, look at the heaven monument in front of us." "What was that?" Lin Xian was taken aback. He looked ahead and was dumbfounded. Morong Chingcheng said from the side. These were the people who had made it onto the ranking list of the dragon transformation battles in the past. Lin Xian was pleasantly surprised. These were all experts of the past. He carefully observed them. Suddenly, he was stunned because he found a familiar name on the nearest heaven stele. Xia Jiu ranked first. It was actually Elder Xia. Lin Xian was too shocked. It seemed like Xia Jiu was also an existence that swept through the world back then. The other party was the number one in the Dragon Transformation Station. After all, he had defeated countless experts from all over the universe. However, even such a person couldn't become a great emperor. He knew that Xia Jiu wasn't a great emperor. Lin Xian felt a trace of pressure as he continued to look at the heaven monuments. Suddenly, he was stunned again because he saw a person's name on another heaven monument. This heaven monument wasn't recent. It was obvious that it wasn't from the past 10,000 to 20,000 years, but from an even older time. The name he saw was also ranked first, Lin Zhan. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. That was his father's name, but that shouldn't be the case. His father should be from the same era as him. Even if there was a difference in era, he should be someone from the past 10,000 years. However, the other party actually appeared 100,000 years ago. Could it be that they only had the same name? They weren't the same person? Lin Xian was puzzled. Thinking about it, he hadn't seen his father in a long time. However, his father's strength seemed to be on par with Lord Alcohol and the others. He probably had a lot of secrets on him. Although Lin Xian was very doubtful, his intuition told him that the Lin Zhan mentioned by the first on the heaven monument was very likely his father. Lin Xian clenched his fists. His father and Xia Jiu had both reached the first place of the heaven monument. This time, he also wanted to reach the first place of the heaven monument. And there's no need to look. Your name won't be on the ranking. At that moment, a cold voice sounded. Lin Xian turned his head and frowned. The person who spoke was a man in black armor. It should be the third envoy. His aura was even stronger than the fourth envoy. However, Lin Xian wasn't afraid now. He sneered, "You're not my match at all." His gaze swept past the other party and stared at the first envoy. "Interesting. You should be the first among the top 10 envoys, right? Only you are qualified to be my opponent. Damn brat, how dare you look down on me?" The third envoy was furious. The second envoy's face was also cold. The other party had even skipped over him. Did this mean that the other party didn't take him seriously? You want to challenge our big brother? What a joke. You have to defeat us first. The second envoy took a step forward, and power erupted from his body. I can suppress you with one hand. As for the first envoy, he still had his hands behind his back. Obviously, he didn't take anyone seriously. The Fire Qilin also narrowed his eyes. There were really many geniuses. If it wasn't for this battle, who would be able to reach the first place of the heaven monument? Although he was the emperor, he also felt the pressure. There were several people who threatened him. For example, the first envoy of Mount Eternal, who was unpredictable. There was also the born Taoism aptitude. The aura of the Great Path on his body was really too strong. Other than that, there was also Yao Guang. He didn't know how strong she was now. Lin Xian was also a huge threat to him. Other than that, there were other experts. Each of them seemed to have a unique skill that couldn't be underestimated. After waiting for another 3 days, the number of people was almost enough. No one would come again. At that moment, a few extreme weapons appeared again. There was also the 8 trigrams diagram, the destruction spear, and the treasured bottle of life. They appeared in the void and looked down. Not bad, you guys came on time, and there are more of you than I expected. It seemed that this was really a golden age. The destruction spear also snorted coldly. All right, let's not talk nonsense. Next, the final battle will begin. As he spoke, He unleashed a destructive power toward the extreme Tao Valley. The extreme Tao Valley kept shaking. Around the extreme Tao Valley, 9 stairways appeared. At the same time, a destructive aura spread out, forming a destructive cloud that enveloped the stairways. The destruction spear's voice rang out. The 9 stairways led to the interior of the extreme Tao Valley. Only 3 people could pass through each stairway. Those who successfully passed through the stairway and entered the extreme Tao Valley. They could enter the final ranking battle. The others would all be eliminated. Everyone gasped when they heard that. There were too few spots. There were so many experts and geniuses here. It seemed that the next battle would be a very cruel one. Chapter 5385. Hearing the rules of the battle, many people's faces became extremely ugly. However, some people laughed. The 3rd emissary snorted coldly. There were indeed a lot of people. It was time to clean up some ants. His eyes bloomed with a biting cold light. The other people also felt their scalps tingle. There were still 4 people in Mount Eternal. They were the 1st emissary, the 2nd emissary, the 3rd emissary, and the 5th emissary. If these 4 people joined forces, then the other party could completely take over the celestial stairway. However, there were also some people who sneered. They knew the extreme weapon would never allow such a thing to happen. Indeed, the destructive war song said, "Don't worry, I won't let you join forces. I will separate the people you are familiar with." Hearing this, many people breathed a sigh of relief. As long as they were not besieged by others, then there would be no problem. Lin Xian also looked at Morong Qingcheng and the others. He said, "You must be careful." They nodded. Next, the black tortoise bloomed with the 8 trigrams, emitting a terrifying light. It shrouded heaven and earth. Okay, now it begins. With that, these people were enveloped by the power of the 8 trigrams and entered different celestial stairways. The emissaries of Mount Eternal were sent to different celestial stairways. Lin Xian and Morong Qingcheng were also separated. Everyone else was sent in. Of the 9 celestial stairways, only the top 3 could successfully pass. Therefore, as soon as everyone entered, they frantically flew to the top of the celestial stairway. However, it didn't take long for them to frown, because there was a destructive fog around them. This was an extremely terrifying force, so they had to be careful. Therefore, their flying speed was very slow. Moreover, the celestial stairway was wider than they had imagined. They might encounter other people at any time. Lin Xian also entered the celestial stairway. He entered the 6th celestial stairway. After entering, he felt the destruction around him. The fog enveloped him. It made him feel the pressure. However, the current Lin Xian was much stronger than before. The destructive fog couldn't hurt him. His right eye shone brightly. Lin Xian walked forward. He was exploring the road. After flying for about the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Lin Xian stopped because he met someone. That was a human figure, its appearance indistinct. Because of the destructive mist, it was impossible to see clearly. However, Lin Xian's soul could see clearly. It was a woman with delicate and pretty features. She was wearing clothes, and the sound of water could be heard from her. He should be a water elemental genius. The daughter of the river diagram also stopped. She also saw a figure in front of her, emitting a powerful aura. He didn't have Lin Xian's Rinnegan, so he couldn't see who his opponent was. However, he was very confident in his own strength, so he said coldly, "No matter who you are, it's your bad luck to meet me. Then let me send you out of the game." As he spoke, he struck out with his palm. A stream of river water seemed to have transcended time and space and surged over. It swept towards Lin Xian like a galaxy. It was extremely vast. Lin Xian was also surprised. What a terrifying power. Clearly, those who could reach this step were not weaklings. They were all top-notch experts. Although he didn't know this person, the other party was very strong. Thinking of this, Lin Xian punched out. The 9 suns' divine fire turned into a sun and swept in front of him. The confrontation between fire and water, these were 2 completely opposite laws. So, at this moment, they collided and restrained each other. Flames? No matter what kind of flame you are, I'll destroy you. The daughter of the river diagram snorted coldly. With a wave of her jade-like hand, the monstrous water of the river diagram quickly swept over. This was more terrifying than countless galaxies. However, Lin Xian's 9 suns' divine fire was also extraordinary. This was the most yang power in the universe. It kept spinning, and the surrounding river water seemed to be evaporated. Damn it, how could it be? The daughter of the river diagram's pupils shrank sharply. She was restrained. What kind of flame was this? I don't believe it. He waved his hand and turned into 24 galaxies, forming a mysterious diagram. This was the river diagram, like a sky diagram pressing down from the sky and covering Lin Xian's sun. Suppress. The river diagram suppressed the sun. The daughter of the river diagram's mouth raised. No matter how strong the opponent's flame was, it was no match for him. Lin Xian's eyes burst with an astonishing light. He punched continuously. The 9 suns' divine fist turned into golden crows one after another, sweeping between heaven and earth. At this moment, thousands of rays of light flew out. The whole world turned into a sea of fire. The momentum was vast and shocking. The daughter of the river diagram was suppressed in an instant, and he was sent flying backward. The daughter of the river diagram's blood was also boiling. Her face was pale, and there was a trace of blood at the corner of her mouth. Damn it, how could it be? How could the opponent's flame power be so powerful? Who are you? Fire Qilin or burning incense? In his opinion, these were the only people who possessed such terrifying flames. Lin Xian was also stunned after hearing this. You can't see me? Although there was a destructive mist, Lin Xian could see the other party. The other party couldn't see him. Obviously, without a powerful eye technique, it was impossible to see the enemy clearly. The daughter of the river diagram's expression also changed. You can see me, which means you have a terrifying eye technique. You have such terrifying flames. Could it be that you are Lin Wuti? Previously on the Sea of Misery, many experts and geniuses had fought. Some of the strong physiques and supernatural powers were naturally remembered by others. Lin Wuti's strong strength was naturally remembered by countless people. The daughter of the river diagram guessed the other party's identity at this moment. She gasped. She didn't expect it to be him. That's right. It's me, Lin Xian said with a smile. Lin Wuti, I admit that your flames are very strong, but this is not the final battle. You and I don't have to fight to the death. First, get the stairway, and the top 3 will enter the finals. Let's fight again. With that, she turned around and soared into the air, flying off in a certain direction. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He didn't chase after her. She was right. The most important thing now was to get through the stairway. He stomped his foot and turned into a black lightning, flying quickly into the distance. Other than Lin Xian's side, the other people were also climbing the stairway quickly. Quite a few people had encountered them. After a great battle, some people were defeated, but they weren't so lucky and were directly eliminated. For a while, people were constantly being eliminated, and the number of people was getting smaller and smaller. Outside the extreme path world, the experts from the Emperor clan, the clan of the Ancients, and the Great Sects were still waiting. At this time, they found out that another person had been eliminated. They asked and found out that the people inside had already started fighting near the extreme path valley. It was obvious that the finals would begin very soon. I wonder who will be able to enter the final round. All of them. started to get nervous. After all, this battle was very important. Chapter 5386. In the sixth stairway, Lin Xian continued to move forward. His speed was not slow. Suddenly, his expression changed. His body swayed, and he was pushed back. At the place where he was originally standing, a bolt of heavenly lightning struck down, piercing through the void. Lin Xian retreated. His expression was gloomy. "Who is it? Get out here!" A cold shout spread throughout the surroundings. Beside him, a figure walked out and sneered. "Not bad. You're actually so smart to be able to avoid my trap. I'm really surprised. But it's a pity that you met me. So be obedient and be eliminated. If you're eliminated, you won't be injured. If I make a move, I won't be able to kill you." The cold voice made one's scalp tingle. Terrifying lightning surrounded heaven and earth. So terrifying. Could it be that the lightning was the Thunder King? He knew that the Double Crown King was the Thunder King, but he felt that the aura was different. He activated his Rinnegan and looked forward. He found that it was not the Double Crown King, but someone else. This person looked middle-aged, and the lightning on his body was very terrifying. Not only that, but there were also extremely terrifying flames flickering on the other side of his body. However, he did not feel the power of the flames. It was obvious that the other party was suppressing the power of the flames, preparing for a surprise attack. What a sinister guy. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. If he didn't know the other party's background, he might really be injured by the power of the flames. He would suffer a big loss. Unfortunately, Lin Xian's eyes were enough to see through everything. Lin Xian sneered. "Who do you think you are? How dare you eliminate me? Get out of my sight now, and I can spare your life. You're courting death. From your voice, you must be a young genius. Stupid thing, go to hell." The middle-aged man snorted and waved his hand. In the sky, hundreds of lightning bolts descended with the power to destroy everything. This aura was very oppressive, causing people's faces to be filled with despair and their bodies to shake. However, Lin Xian sneered. He used Shadowless to the extreme, leaving behind countless afterimages. These lightning bolts struck his afterimages. Lin Xian charged forward. The middle-aged man didn't dodge at all. Instead, a cold smile appeared on his face. He was waiting for his opponent to engage in close combat because he still had a powerful force that he hadn't used yet. That was the power of fire. He was from the Thunder Flame clan. Furthermore, he was an extremely terrifying elder of the Thunder Flame clan. He was the Thunder Flame 8th elder, and his strength was extremely terrifying. If he could successfully enter the rankings in this battle, then when he returned, he would be able to enter the top 10. Then he would be able to successfully become the new patriarch of the Thunderfire clan. The Thunderfire clan was an extremely powerful clan in the myriad of worlds. Not only did it possess the power of lightning, but it also possessed the terrifying power of fire. Furthermore, the two powers had perfectly fused with their bodies. Now, it was only using the power of thunder to suppress the power of fire. The purpose was to set up a trap and make the other party careless. At the crucial moment, it launched a sure kill attack. In the next moment, he felt the other party appear in front of him. Although he didn't know who the other party was, it didn't matter. His opponent was definitely going to lose this time. Looking at his opponent's punch, he unleashed a terrifying thunderbolt. It transformed into the claw of a thunder beast and clawed at him. At the same time, he formed a seal with his left hand, and a terrifying flaming claw condensed on it. All of a sudden, he charged forward. "Ha ha, go to hell." Even if the other party was a veteran expert like him, he would still be defeated by such a sudden sneak attack. Not to mention a young man who didn't have much experience. Boom, boom, boom. Two deep sounds rang out. The surrounding void was torn apart and countless large cracks appeared. A storm spread out in all directions with the two of them as the center. Elder Thunderflame was stunned. How was this possible? He was stunned because he realized that his flaming claw had hit the front as if it had hit a mountain. It didn't injure the other party. How was this possible? He was stunned. Could it be that his sneak attack didn't succeed? He discovered that there was a pair of black seals in front of him, standing there like an ancient demonic mountain. The demonic aura emitted from them made his scalp tingle. Damn it, what was going on? He was dumbfounded. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. He blocked the other party's attack and snorted coldly. Do you think that you can sneak attack me by suppressing the power of the flames and then injure me? You're too naive. Your little tricks are nothing in front of me. Damn it, this is impossible. How did you know? The Thunderflame 8th Elder had gone completely mad. How did the other party know what he was thinking? Furthermore, he knew everything about it. Damn it, could the other party read his soul? Or could the other party see it clearly? But this shouldn't be. Even with his strength, he couldn't see the other party's image clearly in this fog of destruction. How did the other party see it? Why? Are you surprised? Are you shocked? Stupid thing. You dare to go against me with just you alone? Lin Xian sneered. On his palm, power suddenly erupted, and the demonic god's seal blasted out. It shattered the other party's flaming claw. Then, he used his left hand's 9 Suns divine fist to send the other party's lightning flying. Elder Thunderflame was forced back, and his hands hung down. At this moment, cracks appeared on his palm. What a terrifying power! How was this possible? He was injured in a short exchange. This person was stronger than him. Who are you? He roared crazily. Suddenly, she let out a miserable shriek. She discovered that a soul attack had come from the front and had directly attacked her soul. He vomited blood and retreated. He was seriously injured. Damn it, the power of reincarnation. Are you that, Lin Wudy? He roared in horror. Now, he finally understood why the other party could see him clearly, because the other party had Rinnegan. That was a super powerful eye technique. Only the other party could see it clearly. Thinking of this, his face turned pale. Lin Gongzi, misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding. There is fog here. I don't know it's you. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare to make a move. How about this? Spare my life. I will repay you in the future. How about it? Repay me? Lin Xian laughed coldly. You were just saying that you wanted to kill me. Now that you can't beat me, you're begging for mercy? Unfortunately, this is an elimination round, so you are destined to be eliminated. Do you want to do it yourself, or do you want me to send you out? Damn it, Lin Wudy, don't be too arrogant. So what if you can see it clearly? If you really piss me off, I will fight you to the death. Elder 8 was also angry. What was his identity? He was the one who was about to become the Thunderflame Patriarch. He was high and mighty. No matter how strong the other party was, he couldn't be so arrogant. Lin Xian sneered after hearing this. Fight to the death. Just by you? You are not qualified. Get lost. As he spoke, he pointed his finger at Yi Qingyu. Chapter 5387. Void Godfinger. Appearing and disappearing unpredictably, Lin Fan appeared in front of the Thunderflame 8th Elder in an instant. With a single finger, Lin Fan shattered the Thunderflame 8th Elder's forehead. The Thunderflame 8th Elder's body was torn into pieces. No, the Thunderflame 8th Elder was terrified. Lin Fan was too strong. He couldn't resist at all. Lin Fan's finger had severely injured him. At the critical moment, he chose to save his life. The protective jade on his body shone brightly. He turned into a ray of white light and disappeared. Some sage blood dripped down from the sky. Lin Xian sneered. The Thunderflame 8th Elder was nothing in front of him. He wasn't worthy of being his opponent. He went on his way again. Outside the extreme path realm, There were some figures standing on a mountain peak. These people were surrounded by powerful lightning and flames. They were from the Thunderflame tribe. At this moment, many of them were discussing in low voices. "I wonder how the eighth elder is doing?" An old man asked. Given old eight's strength, he could definitely enter the finals. He might even be able to enter the top 10. It seems like he will definitely become the patriarch of our tribe in the future. That's for sure. The old patriarch had said that as long as old eight could enter the rankings, he would become the new patriarch. At that time, our tribe would dominate the world. The surrounding people's eyes shone with cold light. They were overjoyed. They felt that they could control everything in the future. However, at this moment, the void split open and a figure retreated. "Despicable Lin Wudi, I will fight you to the death. My Thunderflame tribe will never let you off." His voice was like thunder spreading in all directions. The surrounding people looked up in surprise. Was that an elite from the Thunderflame tribe? He was also eliminated. It seemed like he was eliminated by Lin Wudi again. This Lin Wudi was really arrogant. No matter who you were or what your status was, as long as you were his enemy, you would be eliminated. He had already offended many powerful families and sections. However, there were also people who sneered. So what? Lin Wudi could dominate everything. He was the strongest. These were all Lin Xian's followers. Many of them were experts from the Divine Union. They were extremely happy after hearing the news. It seemed like their alliance, Master Wudi, was sweeping everyone in the Thunderflame tribe. Those from the Thunderflame tribe were stunned. God, what had they just seen? They saw their eighth elder. Damn it, old eight had been eliminated. This is impossible. They roared madly. The faces of these people turned extremely ugly. Just a moment ago, they were still fantasizing about old eight sweeping through the competition, ascending to the finals, and looking down on the world. Their bloodline could also control everything. But now, their dreams were shattered. Old eight had been eliminated. Not to mention entering the top 10, he couldn't even enter the rankings. Damn it, how is this possible? The eighth elder was very powerful. As long as he didn't encounter the born Taoism aptitude, the first messenger, and a few other people, he wouldn't be able to defeat him. He wouldn't fail at all. Who was it? Who was it? They roared madly. Someone frowned and said, "It seemed to be Lin Wudi. Damn Lin Wudi. It's that guy. Damn it, we'll fight him to the death." These people were also gnashing their teeth. They wanted nothing more than to rush in and suppress Lin Xian. Lin Xian didn't know about this, but even if he did, he wouldn't care. He even dared to challenge those monarch clans, let alone the Thunderfire clan. The Thunderfire eighth elder's face darkened. He was extremely depressed. Why did he have to meet Lin Wudi? The others also gasped. They prayed in their hearts that their powerhouses wouldn't meet Lin Wudi again. In the Extreme Path world, Bai Susu, who was at the third step of the celestial stairway, had an ugly expression on her face. She had met a powerful opponent, the Fire Qilin. This was the Emperor's son and the double-crown champion. She had used all her strength, but she still wasn't a match for her opponent. She was injured and chose to take the initiative to be eliminated. With a flash of light, she came out. After coming out, she sighed. The people of the Divine Union hurried over and asked, "What's going on? Who eliminated you?" Bai Susu sighed helplessly. It was the Fire Qilin. Hearing this, the others shook their heads. It seemed like they were a little unlucky. Bai Susu was powerful and a young powerhouse. However, she had no chance of winning against the Fire Qilin. "Don't worry, you're already very powerful." Elder Bai walked out and looked at his daughter. He was extremely emotional. To be honest, she knew her daughter. Even if she was a genius, she wouldn't be able to reach this stage. All this was because of Lin Xian. It was Lin Xian who had helped Bai Susu reach this stage. One had to know that being able to participate in the Battle of the Worlds and enter the Sky Stairway was already considered one of the top 100 existences in the universe. Although they didn't enter the rankings, it was enough to laugh at everyone. This achievement was 10,000 times greater than what Elderby had expected. Susu naturally knew this. She didn't give up. Instead, she started to recover and wait patiently. She was waiting for the finals. The people of the Divine Union were looking forward to it. They wondered how the others were doing. This time, besides Lin Xian and Murong Qingcheng, the Crimson Dragon and the Toad were also participating. They were also nervous. The Toad was very angry at this moment. He was so angry that he stomped his feet. Damn it, he kept spitting saliva. It was highly toxic. However, the person in front of him sneered. So it was a toad. It wasn't tasty. Lord Dog didn't like it. The Toad was so angry that he vomited blood. You're the Toad. Your whole family are toads. I'm the handsome and invincible Toad. In front of him was an extremely strange person. He had a dog's head and was holding a white bone that looked like a mace. More importantly, he was carrying an iron pot on his back, and his eyes were glowing. Moreover, the first thing he said was that it wasn't tasty. This made the Toad mad. Was this guy a foodie? Damn doghead. What did you say? The Toad stomped his feet in anger. The dog-headed cultivator sneered. Little Toad, you're not my match. As he spoke, he waved the bone in his hand forward. It turned into a white bone mountain and fell from the sky. A terrifying sound was heard. The Toad was sent flying. The white bone had a mysterious glow on it. Damn it. Even a dog's head was so powerful. The Toad gritted his teeth in disbelief. The dog-headed cultivator laughed. Lord Dog's bone isn't something you can imagine. Woof, woof. He rushed over and bit the Toad. The Toad was so scared that his scalp went numb. He kept dodging. Finally, he gritted his teeth. You're ruthless. Doghead, I'll remember you. He crushed his protective jade pendant, turned into a white light, and disappeared. Outside, after the Toad came out, the people of the Divine Union were shocked. He actually came out. Who defeated him? Susu also opened her eyes. The Toad said, I was unlucky. I met an expert, a top-notch expert. Who was the expert? Light Shaking Realm? Sciention Constitution? Or the first emissary? They were extremely shocked you're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.